We- What do you, what, no, what do you want? That's, don't. No. That seems to be working. Hello. L streamer late, 3 minutes late. L streamer, mega L streamer. What's up, Whack? What is up? 8 minutes late. No, I am a minute, 2 minutes late. 10:30. 10:30 is my start time. You know that. What's up? What's up, Whack? Need something? Just watching me? Oh, we got two people in. You want to say hi to two people? I guess you can't. You got to boop. What's up, Whackhammer? How are you, bud? How are you? How's your all's days gone? Y'all been able to pick anything up? Check Discord? New upcoming product? Where am I checking, Whack? Guys, L streamer. I know. No, I know. I I set it up through OBS, and with me setting up through OBS, I guess it just put a time. So I'm gonna have to set it up through YouTube and then run it through OBS. But you guys know the drill. 10:30. So I was like a minute late. Love you. Get some sleep. I've been wrecked at work all day, man. What's been going on? What's going on, Brandon? Work just been kicking your butt. What's up, Lambo? Henry loves me. I popped into his live. I gotta watch it over again. But I popped into his live and I said, "Don't talk shit about other content creators." And then he said a couple things, and then I had to bounce, spend some time with the wife, and pick up dinner. So I guess maybe I missed something. I don't know. What's up, Snack Bread? How are you, bud? How are you, my friend? Nice, nice, Whack. Nice. Sure, you don't want to come say hi? Guess hop on the choo choo train. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, those new Yu-Gi-Oh cards are looking pretty cool, if I say so myself. So I'm really interested in picking up a couple of those. We'll see. We will see what is the word? We'll see what they do. We'll see what the card prices go. Because I would definitely love the Dark Magician girl. I think she looks absolutely amazing in the new form. Super busy day at work too. Oh, you're an HV tech or HVAC tech? Hey, you got to make that money though, right? HVAC, getting those weekend calls, charging what, time and a half minimums? What's up, Pablo? How are you, buddy? You haven't uploaded in a couple of days, have you? All good, Snack Bread. Appreciate you coming by, my friend. Oh, what is it called? Uh, see if I can get up. Scalper and butter. You guys know it. You guys know it. That's the. I just needed to butter you guys in with feeling sorry, doing the whole, doing the Team Rocket Joey play. Got to get everybody to be the MSRP person, and then ultimate betrayal. Have bots and hype trainers, scalpers, all that fun stuff. So you guys don't know, but I'm about to start charging consultation calls as well. Yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back. Did some work, but wasn't at work. I hear you. I hear you. That's how it feels for me too, man. You work. I'm at home all day, taking care of the kids, trying to keep the house from burning down. I woke up this morning. My little ones, they didn't wake me up. So I walk in, I go to use the restroom. I get up this morning, and my little ones come in with paint all over their hands and legs, thinking they're being funny. So it's always something, right? Anybody with kids know. Joey's just a sneaker reseller. What's up, Roxy Boxy? How are you? I did see your comment, by the way, Roxy. I am not ignoring you. Um, I know I'm gonna make a video sometime this week. Probably will come out tomorrow night around like 8 o'clock. But just gonna be taking a look at Perfect Order, the prices for the cards. So I haven't really. Yes, I've ignored your comment, but not on purpose. But how was your week? How are you doing? Any pickups? What are those? What is the new Yu-Gi-Oh thing? I know it's something with their border, right? Good, I did not have that pulled up. Let's see. What did I miss? He buttered me up good. Okay, I guess I might have missed something, Lambo. The last thing I saw of Henry was he said that something about me like being a big content creator because I don't have allegiances as far as I like Korean, I like Japanese, but that was about the last thing that I saw that he said. So tons of Pokemon from 24 and earlier. Yeah, the problem though, Whack, is like Pokemon cards, like super old cards, unless you have like top chase cards, like the top chase hollows, they really don't have a ton of value to them for the most part. They're just like the common cards and stuff. So broke, yeah, hopping on the app for sure, for sure. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's about to go crazy. I don't remember what it's called. It's gonna drive me nuts. Let me see if somebody answered it. Okay, nobody answered it. I just don't know what it's called. The new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I guess I can look up Dark Magician Girl new card. I don't know, because I know that the cards are going pretty crazy. I have been enjoying watching the Yu-Gi-Oh content. Ruxin34, pretty good content creator. Um, but I will not be going into Yu-Gi-Oh. I've told you guys a million times. I'll tell you guys again. I don't have the funds available for that, so I'm gonna stick. Apologize for that noise if you guys hear that, but I'm gonna stick with what I know best. Please call. No, not no. It's the new whatever they're calling the cards for Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's like border. I don't know. I know. I gotta be careful with what I say. You guys take it for serious. But anyways, I can't. I don't know what the name of the cards are, but like the Dark Magician looks super cool. I'm not a fan of the Blue Eyes, but the Dark Magician girl looks really really cool. Let me see. I know I'm behind, so let me catch up real quick. Oh, you talking about Anon, Brandon? Sorry, I was busy trying to figure out what the name of this new Yu-Gi-Oh sets is. It's been a day. I've been sleeping, but I got a video. I just had it. Cool, cool, cool. Uh, oh, I hear you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why camera? You gotta. Anytime that you get the grandparents to take care of the kids, you gotta get whatever you can do. So I got yard work that's always needing to be done. You just take it day by day. I hear you, Brandon. I hear you. Overframe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. Over. Why is there only Dark Magician? I know there's a Dark Magician girl. Yeah, right here. Beautiful. I don't know if this is this is the Prismatic Secret. I believe is this not serialized? No, this is not the serialized one. But just gorgeous card, absolutely gorgeous. 700 bucks though is criminal. Is criminal. But we all know what's going to happen. I mean, if you watch any of these people, especially your Yu-Gi-Oh content creators. They've talked about this. COVID, you had Blue Eyes going for what $50,000, and then after COVID, after the hype left for Yu-Gi-Oh came crashing down to 10,000. We're gonna see the same exact thing with Pokemon. I tell you guys, your sealed's going to be a little bit different. I still think the 10 to 30% that is the standard. I think with how crazy things have gone, we might look a little bit higher than that. Depending on the sets, Destiny Rivals is probably going to have a little bit of a rough time crashing below that. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of these, ultra modern sets like your Phantasmal Flames doesn't come crashing to the ground, especially the singles, all this stuff. This is nothing new. And if it's going into Yu-Gi-Oh, you know these are top signals, but still, regardless, absolutely beautiful cards compared to what we had growing up. Artwork is only getting better and better. I'm sure Yu-Gi-Oh, knowing Konami, they will they'll do a set where it's all overframe cards, and they'll completely crash the market with the price. So, I did not, Lambo. I did not see that video, but I was watching a Ruxin video and he talked about it. And I don't think it was a Dark Magician Girl. I believe it was a serialized Dark Magician, but it was, what language was it in? Chinese or something? So still a very expensive card, but I did hear him talk about that. What's going to bottom out? Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. I think Yu-Gi-Oh might go on a run, you know? It's also going to depend too. So the serialized version, I know this isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. The serialized version is only in Japanese right now, and in the other languages. In English, we don't. There's no confirmation of it happening. So if it does go serialized, though, yeah, man, people are going to be hyped about it for a while, I think. But still, pretty cool cards. I mean, this is a Japanese Dark Magician Girl for 135. That's enough Yu-Gi-Oh talk. So, but yeah, there will be a video. There will be a video tomorrow at some point. Like I said, we're gonna go over Perfect Order. So today we are not going to look at Perfect Order. We are going to just talk, and we're gonna look at whatever you guys want to take a look at. So I did see you send me that video, Brandon. I'll be honest, I've had um I've had no time to really watch that video. So I will check that out probably tonight after the live when I'm laying in bed. So let's look at Perfect Order now. Okay, we can look at Perfect Order now. So we'll have to look, of course, on eBay for card prices. I will say people are trying to keep this market strong, guys, in my opinion. And we'll kind of look at that here in a minute. But Perfect Order Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes says 350. It's not 350. Oh, it is 350. Let's look at most recent sales. Yeah, I was wrong. $350 for a Pokemon Center Perfect Order Elite Trainer box. Absolutely crazy. The Perfect Order booster boxes, I've been seeing them pop up on eBay for $200 flat. So, of course, we're just going to look at TCG Player because I know a lot of people like to look at TCG Player. 232.65. Let's look at the recent sales. 232, 239, 232. So we're gonna have to wait and see how much of the market gets flooded on Friday when this set comes out officially and people can post. I think we're gonna see this box. Yeah, I know Pokey and E said no way it drops below 220. I'm gonna say right now we're probably looking at 200. I expect to see a $30 decrease. A non TCG, I know that I can't remember what he said. I think he said he sold his cases for about $1,300. I don't know what that equals out to per booster box, but he said he was left with 100 booster boxes of his first wave of Perfect Order, which is 15% less than what we got for Phantasmal Flames. So I really expect this box to probably drop down to 200 on TCG Player. I mean, yeah, if you guys want to look to, we're gonna look at it. Let's see. Bulbo promo is pumping. We'll have to take a look at that. Perfect Order is not better than Ascended Heroes, but I know that's what it looks like for sure. Oh yeah, let's. I I mean, that's pretty much it because they don't have the singles loaded up. Let's go ahead and look at Mega Evolutions full. You said the promo singles rarity promo. Nope, that's not doing that. Why is it not doing that? Okay. Are you just like fascinated? Creeping? Is this not feeling lonely? I'll feel lonely. I mean, you're welcome to come take a sit. I'm sure people would be interested on what crazy woman married me. I don't know. Center Heroes up to 400. I've got to check that out. I don't believe a Center Heroes is up to 400 for the Pokemon Center TV. That'd be crazy. I mean, I'm not super surprised by that. I think a Center Heroes is going to keep pumping right now. Let's. Yeah, I mean, I mean, it just depends. I'll be honest with you guys. While I'm trying to find this promo, let's just look on eBay and see how much it's going for. So what, Lambo? You're saying like $30, $35? Try to find it on here. Oh, here it is right here. I'm an idiot. So $29. Look, it's you're right. It's getting pumped. So a month ago we were at $14 and now it's $30. Absolutely crazy. Makes no sense whatsoever. That's madness. And it looks like I see this right? $700. I don't know what the pop. Let's see what the pop is of it. Normally they've got it. So total pop. Yeah, I mean, so it's hard. It's definitely it's definitely not easy to get into PSA 10. I mean, I think this number is going to go up. I don't think a lot of people, especially right now with what all these booster boxes are doing, I think a bunch of people aren't even opening up their booster boxes. If we get a massive dump onto the market of booster boxes and a continuation, which, like I said, I think Mega Evolutions, the whole block of Mega, I would be very careful buying the booster boxes at the current prices they're going for. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm doing. You know, I always tell you guys what I'm doing, but I would imagine this would continue to go up over time, but it definitely is very hard to grade. I would not buy this at $700 either, guys. We all know what's going to happen when this market crashes and burns. Burns the wrong choice. When we have a dip, that you know, you could see this go down $700. You could see it go to probably, I would say this probably is going to be potential of like a $200 PSA 10 at some point. PSA 10s, you know, PSAs, they tend to crash pretty hard. Raw cards can crash pretty hard. So I would definitely stay away from this. But if you can move your promos, if you were picking up the promos, let's see what the promos were doing 6 months. So yeah, like what, $13? Maybe you were able to pick some up at your LGS for about $10. You can move them into a chase card that you like. I think that's a great play for sure. And right there, like Lambo said, he was given the promos, he was getting those for free. So now he's made $30 or $35 off of every single one of these. So really nice of your LGS. You're definitely gonna have to try to hook him up with some more 151 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, here's what I'd tell you guys. I would tell you guys this, and this is what Roxy Boxy said. I would just stay away from Perfect Order right now, as far as investability right now. Um, if you want to pick up one booster box at like 200 or wait to see what Wave 2 does, the only problem is if we look at Phantasmal Flames, let's look at Phantasmal Flames real quick. So when Phantasmal Flames came out, it dropped around like $212. I mean, you were able to find Phantasmal Flames around $180. And then what happened, I believe, is a lot of people sold their Wave 2 allocations. I've already seen some people selling their Perfect Order Wave 2 allocations. And so whenever that hit the market, instead of it going down, we saw just a continuation of going up. Now, obviously, let's try to pull up a 3 month. If you look at this is not natural, guys. I know that the graphs are broken for TCG Player, but let's say that that is correct. To see this thing just shoot up in the last month and a half, roughly, up to $100 is pretty wild. And I'm a big, big, big believer in Phantasmal Flames. You guys can look back at my videos when Phantasmal Flames was revealed, when Phantasmal Flames was coming out, even after Phantasmal Flames came out and people were saying, I told you it's going down to MSRP. They're wrong. They never made an apology video for being wrong, but I always told you guys I believed in Phantasmal Flames strictly based off of the Charizards, and of course I was a big fan of some of the other SIRs and IRs that was in Phantasmal Flames. Love you. Night. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, let's see. Just go up the mega line looking at sealed and booster box promos. Yeah, gotcha. Imagine a Charizard set not getting a heavy reprint. Dude, they're going to. Look at what happened with Obsidian Flames. I mean, look at Obsidian Flames, look at Champion's Path. I mean, look at all these Charizard sets. We've always gotten heavy reprints. Um, like, again, I think at some point, right? I think at some point we could see a potential of Pokemon switching up the game, right? We could see, Pokemon maybe starting to cut back on how many booster boxes that they do prints or reprints of. But right now, I don't think so. I don't think that Pokemon's going to do that. So, if you're scared, or concerned about Perfect Order, because what I told you guys this too. I think don't when we got the Pokemon Center pre-orders for Perfect Order, people were coming into the lives and saying, should I cancel my pre-order? And I said, and some of you guys said, absolutely not, because you got it at MSRP. Now, is MSRP a win right now? Yes. Long term, probably not. But I do think what is going to happen with Perfect Order is it's going to go down. I hope it goes down below 200. 200 kind of seems like this subconscious barrier that we're experiencing right now. And I think it's going to continue to climb until we get booster box reprints. So should Perfect Order in the next year be a $300 booster box? Probably not. Is it going to be a $300 booster box? More than likely. More than likely, as long as we keep chucking around like we're doing. But I would not be paying 220, 240, 260. There's much better plays you can make. Even Phantasmal Flames at $350 a booster box, which I believe that's what it's going for. Let me go back and look. Yeah, so 351. Let's look at most recent sales. 348, 350, 350, 350. So yeah, $350 booster box. I'm not picking this up $350. I'm not. Obviously you could say, well, in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, this box is going to be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000. Absolutely. I think it's got the best Charizard we've ever seen of all time. $350 for a set that literally just came out not even a year ago is absolutely insane to me. Let's see. Absolutely, Whackhammer. That's what we were talking about the 151 a couple weeks ago. We're talking about 151 singles and how they just, and even the sealed, but mostly the singles, how they were just straight up graph. And I made videos, and in my lives, I told people, when I see that, I stay very far away from that for sure. Go Charizard to the moon. Yes, sir. You sold 2 for 250. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it right now, for sure. But you just never know what's going to happen. The whole sentiment around Phantasmal Flames was it's Obsidian Flames 2.0, very small set. It's only got 2 Charizard cards. Nobody cares about your Lopunny. Nobody cares about your Sharpedo. Nobody cares about the Piplup, or people honestly, they were hyping up the Meowth and the what is the other card? What is the other card that I can't think of right now? the Whooper, I believe is what it was. I think it's the Whooper because they were like Chinese exclusives or something like that. And look what it's doing. That just tells you how much people don't know the market. So, um, I would just say, collect what you want to collect. If you like Perfect Order, because a lot of people now, after looking at Chaos Rising, they're saying that Perfect Order is a better set than Chaos Rising. I don't know how they're saying that, but if they believe that, let them believe that. For me, I think that Perfect Order, the only way Perfect Order does not go down in price long term, the next 2 years of it being in the reprint window, the only way it does not is if it does not get any booster box reprints. And like I said, until Pokemon shows me anything different, I think that we're going to see the Mega Block get hammered by booster boxes at some point or another. And so picking up Perfect Order, if you want to pick up a box at 200, 220, sure, go ahead and do that. I'm not doing that. I'm willing to take my gamble and my chances that at some point that box is going to, and I believe Roxy said it too, that box does not even deserve to be $161 for a Perfect Order. So yeah, there's Meowth, $16. That's what people were pumping. And then your Whooper, your beautiful exclusive Whooper that everybody was pumping, talking about it being a $20 card, $2.89. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that Pokemon they just put more Surging Sparks booster boxes, and I've seen pictures of people supposedly pulling from vending machines Surging Sparks booster boxes still, which is just the people that are saying that Pokemon is not reprinting booster boxes. What is that? What is that we are seeing? That has to be reprints of Surging Sparks booster boxes. I don't know when the reprint was. I don't know if it was 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 months ago. I have no idea, but it has to be a reprint of booster boxes. There was something I was going to take a look at, and I completely forgot it. It's crazy. I actually heard that Journey Together is pretty much the same price as a Surging Sparks booster box. By the way, what's up, Kino? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. How's the vending going for you? If you're still in here. I sold my retirement funds. I absolutely did not. I'm not playing. I saw I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for you guys here in a minute. I saw a very interesting comment in one of Jay's videos. Don't look at MEO1. We will look at MEO1. Yes, the Gardevoir, I do know because I just looked at it because I put it in my collector because my daughter got it. So, anyways, 257 for Surging Sparks. Let's see what it's selling for. 270, 261, 263, 261, 240. And that says that's loose booster pack. So don't take that in consideration. $261 is what we'll say Surging Sparks is going for. Let's take a look at Journey Together. So the non-enhanced, which is just the dumbest shit because nobody knows what's going to happen right now. $270 for that. Look at most recent sales, 270, 274, 270, and 270. So definitely $270 for Journey Together. And this is saying 256. I actually heard it's more than that. 275, 263, 263, 261, 261. So Journey Together. Now I understand why it is, but Journey Together is more expensive than Surging Sparks currently is, which is just bananas to me. Now it's going to be a smart play. Don't get me wrong. I think that Journey Together is going to surprise people later on down the line. It could be 5 years, 10 years, who knows, 15 years. But yeah, it just doesn't, that doesn't make sense to me. I understand, again, it hasn't gotten any reprints or anything like that. It may never, but it being more than Surging Sparks is kind of crazy for me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the Mega Gardevoir. I do know it's down. I think it's roughly about $160 right now. Make sure it's near mint. 170, 167 is what it's saying. So 170, 170, 165, 170. We'll go ahead and we'll look on eBay and see. So 165, you can get a PSA 10 for about, $400. 175 or best offer. Honestly, if I was you, unless you're wanting to support your LGS, here's one for 156. But would they say best offer? Shoot them like, $6, or for this person, they have 166 with $7.50 shipping. Hit them up and say, hey, one 159, and see what they do. Whooper is the goat. Yeah, Paldea Fade's booster boxes. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Like, here's the thing with Phantasmal Flames, guys. I would be very careful. We have heard. I know, again, this is from Anon, but it's not just from Anon. There's been multiple sources to back up this information and you've heard it from multiple, like Krabby Cards, Krabby Corner. He just did a video talking about reprints for Phantasmal Flames. A lot of these people are saying the same thing about 1.5 million booster boxes. Now, we don't know when that's going to happen. We don't know even if it is going to happen. But you are taking a gamble. You're taking a chance of, this product getting massively dropped. And unless you're going to hold for, 5 years, I think that you're going to be very burnt. And that's the whole point. Do I think Phantasmal Flames one day is going to be, $1,000, $5,000? Absolutely. I think it's got the best Charizard of all time for me personally. 350 bucks? No. What's up, Crazy? How are you doing, my friend? This dude hates vintage. I hate vintage. I'd have to look up the card. I mean, I think there's a ton of great vintage cards. I don't know what makes you think that I hate vintage. I don't hate vintage at all. Journey Together the GOAT. Yeah, I think. I mean, what would you pay, Lambo, if you didn't have? So I don't have a Journey Together booster box. I had to sell it when I had to sell off my collection early last year, which, looking back, was the wrong thing to do. But you got to do what you got to do. Would you pay $270 for a Journey Together enhanced booster box, which is the cheapest option right now? Again, I understand people's whole discussion about if you're going to hold for 5-10 years, why does it matter? I just think it's going to get. I think we're going to see reprints. I do. Japanese Game Boy promo best Dragonite card, and like even here, $250, 250 for an enhanced, so it's cheaper on eBay. That's why I tell you guys don't always shop on eBay or TCG Player. Let's see, Dragonite. No, I like this card. How much did you say you paid for it? Oh, PSA 9. PSA 8's going for 420 in Japanese. No, I think it's a really cool card. 105. I mean, I don't know. Like the whole PSA thing right now, like I'm staying away from PSA, to be honest with you. I think we do. Well, we talked about this the other night. I think PSA has the opportunity to really kind of screw some people over, and the community start to try to go to different companies. It's just everyone's so obsessed with the whole liquidity standpoint of it. But Tag and some of these other players, they are very liquid from their fan base that they have. But I think as far as like a raw card, like $105. I know this says that it's light played, but I mean I would pick one up. I don't know about $105, but I think that this is really cool for 178.49. I think it's a cool card for sure. I think most people don't like vintage, but I think it's really cool. Yeah, I appreciate you coming by, Crazy. Like I said, I hope work's been treating you well, and hopefully lives have been keeping you a little bit of company to help get through the day. So when they were 200, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, we'll wait and see. I'm putting some money aside for the end of this year, and then I'm just going to take my chances. I mean, at the end of the day, look, I missed out on Evolving Skies. I missed out on Fusion Strike. I missed out on some, all these sets. I've opened them up, Shining Legends, stuff like that. I missed out on them. I'm okay. Like, there's not going to be a set that I haven't Like I'm gonna be like, dang, that was the set. I've already taken those L's. So if Journey Together doesn't get, a reprint because it's not a very popular set, then it is what it is. Oh, that's crazy whack. I hit up eBay not too long ago when I was waiting on a Japanese and my Japanese order, and the the seller wouldn't get back to me, and so I hit up eBay and they gave me a refund instantly. What's up, Blood? How are you, buddy? Tag teams your only regret? Yeah, I mean, I had options and opportunities to pick up tag team, Unified Minds. I mean, I've had all those options. It's funny too because I think I was listening to one of Jay's videos, and so or no, it was a live. It was one of his lives he did the other day, and in the live, somebody asked him like, "How long have you been investing for? Like, what's your top investment that you have?" And he said that really he hasn't started investing except for last year. Last year was the start of him investing. Now, go check out the live. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth. I'm pretty positive that's what he said, but he was a ripper. And I think, I think a lot of us were just rippers, like it was just you would go to Walmart or Targets, or maybe you pick some up at a LGS and you would just open up the boxes, and obviously right now in investing, even, the collecting aspect of it where you pick up, a booster box, one to rip, one to hold on to, it's just ingrained in your brain. But watch what's going to happen, guys. Watch what's going to happen in a year, 2 years, or whenever we see stagnation and a dip in the market. You're going to get back to the point you'll be like, damn, I forgot to pick up that booster box, or I forgot to pick up that Pokemon Center ETB or that ETB. It's just a part of it. That's why, you know I joke around with Brandon Ludwig. I joke around with him, and I've said it to you guys a couple times. Is I'm going to see you guys to the promised land if you guys are still around watching the channel. I'm going to see you guys to, MSRP, below MSRP, whatever happens. But this bubble, and then I'll just be back once a month, and I'll pop in and say, hey guys, just remember, keep collecting, keep putting product behind, keep holding on to it, because you're just not going to think about it. You might think about it for a year afterwards, and then you're just going to get back to how things used to be. So, are we early or late to the hobby? I think that we're early. Um, I don't know. I mean, still early. I mean, I guess in the large scale of things, you got to think about this. Disney just celebrated, I believe, this year their 100th anniversary, 100 years of Disney being whatever you want to call Disney. So, 30 years sounds like you're pretty late to the game, but in the large scheme of things, you're like what, a third of the way. So that's why, like, when people say that Pokemon is happy with how things are and Pokemon's happy with the hype and stuff like that, like, I think that Pokemon, they want to be just like Disney. They want to have generations and generations and generations. We're going to be, some point we're going to be grandparents, and our kids are, they're going to have the thoughts of Pokemon, and then the great grandkids are going to be in Pokemon or know stuff about Pokemon. Of course, it will change over time. We could get holographic cards, instead of physical cards. Obviously it can adapt, but I think as far as, we're still pretty early into Pokemon. And if you think about it, investing for the most part is pretty new to Pokemon. Yes, you have people that have held on to boxes, from the beginning. They have all the boxes. But really, it didn't seem like investing was a very popular thing for the most part until like COVID, and then it seemed like then COVID, with that whole investing thought, that's when it really started taking off. So as far as investing, I think we're pretty new into it. I just, right now, it's all that people think about. It's all they focus on. Yeah, whack. I would just keep, typically, with PayPal, they're, if they've given you a response, I would hit them back up and say, hey, look, I've not gotten any shipping information, or I have, but it's not, they haven't, it hasn't shown any sort of tracking where it's been dropped off or anything like this. My look at your delivery date. So when you look at some of these people, like Some of these it says estimated between Wednesday, March 25th and Monday, March 30th. And so, depending on when you ordered it, if you can pull up that order where it has the estimated date and shown that nothing has really popped up, then I would send them another letter or another email or message. Yeah, 100% whack hammer. Like that's what it's all about, man. For me, my opinion, I hate sealed. I mean, I've got some sealed up here, just so people don't think I'm full of shit. So it's all organized right now. So I've got some sealed up here. So you know, I definitely got some sealed. I got some sealed downstairs. But for me, I don't enjoy the sealed. I enjoy I enjoy these. The cards. That's for me. That's what I enjoy. But I am investing slash. I'm not even an investor. I don't want people to think anything of that. I'm not an investor. I am just a collector. I'm just a dude who's buying and holding on to product instead of opening it for my kids long term. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree, but I just think whack as far as like late and early. Obviously the sooner you could have gotten in, the better. But I think really investing is still pretty new to the hobby, like mainstream wise. Everybody knows about it and stuff like that. But I mean, watch. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go back into a dead period. Not that Pokemon's gonna die. Just the hype's gonna die down. Who knows how much? It could be 10 or it could be 50%, but it's gonna die down and people aren't going to be collecting every single set. Um, People aren't going to be making sure they're collecting the booster boxes, the Pokemon Center ETBs. They're just going to get what they can. They're going to become compliant, not at first, but after 6 months or a year. But if that's when I think the true wealth is going to be made, depending on how you want to look at this. Do you want to look at it from an investing or a collecting standpoint? But I think that the bull runs are the best times to still buy when you can, but to sell. And then the bear market is really where you're going to make that generational wealth or really capitalize yourself, is continuing to buy when nobody gives a crap. And I don't think that's too crazy of a take. I think a lot of your bigger YouTubers with their walls of product there, that's what they say. I refuse to have a wall of product. Just not going to do it ever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, eBay's always been great with their customer service as far as they are definitely you don't really want to be a seller on eBay and have problems. They really care about their buyers and protecting their buyers. So I don't know who's here, but the gold cards 214, 265. What would you guys place these gold cards as standing wise? So obviously we probably have both of the Charizards. I would think would be more popular than this. Where would you place these out of so far the gold cards that we've gotten? But I mean, when I look at Mega Evolutions for the most part, not too shabby. The Mega Venusaur, I would say I would like this to be around a $75 card, maybe this $50. The Lily's Determination seems a little bit high to me. But when you look at it for the most part, I mean, the prices seem pretty reasonable to what we've experienced back in the day. When I talk about the $150 top chase cards. So I'm pretty happy with what Mega Evolutions is doing. Of course, the booster box is crazy. That's just how it's going to be right now. Honestly, if you want to pick up Perfect Order, you have some Perfect Order. I think that holding on to it for a couple of months, let it continue to climb, make sure we get out of the wave two. I've actually heard there's three waves of Perfect Order being released. I don't know how true that is, but get through that, and if that box reaches like $300, especially if you got it from the Pokemon Center at MSRP, I think it might be good to sell it off to something else. If you have a different maybe box, maybe move into Phantasmal Flames. At that point, Phantasmal Flames Probably be like a $400, $500 box. But you know, I just Perfect Order will do what Perfect Order is supposed to do in about 5 years. Next bull run it'll climb up to maybe Silver Tempest levels. You're looking at like $600. Eventually it'll be $1,000 box, but it's definitely one of the weaker sets of the era so far. We might get worse sets. Gold cards are the only thing worth buying. Lambo loves to hear that. He loves to hear that. So I know Lambo, you don't have to say anything to me, but Kino, if you're still in here, you haven't left yet. Are you a believer that these gold cards are going to do the complete opposite from what we've normally seen with gold cards? That they're going to, because Lambo, he believes, and he easily could be right. I am not trying to say, I hope he is right. I hope he is right. But he is saying that these are going to be $1,000 cards, you know, within what, the next couple years, Lambo, right? Yeah, I agree. I think the Lucario is definitely better than the Gardevoir. Where would you place the rest of the gold cards? So the Charizards and stuff like that. Where would you place that with the Lucario? Do you think the Lucario is like one of the top cards? Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand why he says what he says, and like I said, I hope he's right. I really, truly do. I think I can't stand these gold cards, but I hope he's. I'm not one of those people. I may come across this way. I'm not one of these people that acts like or says that I know it all. I'm willing to listen to people and at least hear them out. So for him, if he believes it, I hope it comes to fruition for him. And he loads up on these. He gets one of each of them, and he's thousands of dollars. You know, I'd be willing to buy these at $150 now. Will they get there? Who knows? But for me, they're just not one of my favorites. But I do understand the cost per pack, how hard it is to hit. I understand that. The gold cards from the past kind of have left bad taste in my mouth towards these, but could be completely different. 10 years? Yeah, could be. I think right now is a good time to hold off unless there's something you really, really want. You got a bunch of extra product. I think right now, even some of these like top chase cards. So this Mega Charizard, for example, is just continuing to go crazy. Last 3 months, 82%. Let's see what it's doing. Up 35% roughly over the last month. Just continuing to climb and climb and climb. Let's look at near mint. So that didn't change anything. So 827, 821, 820, 835, 825. We talked about this. The PSA 10 is going for roughly $2,400 to $2,600. The tag pristine sold for 16, and the black label sold for $52,000 the other day. I think that this card, you will have opportunities. Again, could be completely wrong, but I think that you will have opportunities to pick up this card at $300 to $400, if not lower. Now, again, take into consideration, look at Japanese, look at Korean. Even still, those are extremely expensive. I'll pull those up. But I think that those cards are going to do better long term because you get to see Charmander's face, where here you have the text covering it. I still think they're all going to do fantastic. I think that Charizard is going to be one day a $10,000 Charizard. Could be 15 years from now. But right now, $1,000, no. Yeah, they're more scarce than anything else. No, like I said, um, I completely understand the argument behind it. So 255 Korean, and I heard Blackwire TCG, uh, him and Henry were doing a live, and he was talking about how he feels like Korean is what Japanese used to be. So kind of thinking that Japanese is kind of stay cheaper than the English, but still more expensive, like the days of, you know, $30, $40 booster boxes could be done for, right? And Korean will be your 30, 40, maybe even $20 booster boxes. But I think even these we could see a cut in this. Now, 255, I don't think it's too bad. I don't like this whole warping that's going on right now. But when you look, and I know this is a terrible picture, the text does not cover Charmander's head. You can see all the evolution lines very cleanly. So would I be paying 255 for this? No. I think there's opportunities to maybe see this like at $100, but nonetheless, still a really cool card. And I do think that people are going to care about that. Could be wrong. I know that English is typically the top of the top, but even Chinese is $300, pretty cool. And then Japanese really that expensive? It's that expensive. $700. So $200 cheaper. And I'll be honest, if I had to make a choice, because I will own this card at some point. I will absolutely own this card. I have to. I'm not going to make that mistake. But I think if I had to choose, I would 110% go with a Japanese version. I guarantee you the texturing is 3 times better. And again, you can see the Charmander's face, which I think is going to make a difference. You guys, let me know what you think about that. If that's just something crazy or what. But Japanese is better. Good, thank you. I appreciate the agreement because you never know. Some people say you're an idiot, you're crazy, but that would just be my opinion. So, Destin Rivals, real quick. We'll just take a look at Destin Rivals going back up, continuing to climb. 570, 584. I don't know why it says I have to sign in, but it's roughly $540, 550 on its way back up. 570, 575, 575. So not too far until we get to $600. People are continuing to buy it up. I think that $600, that will be the third time that we've seen Destin Rivals at $600. I saw a really interesting video from, what is it, like Sammy's Shiny Stocks or something like that, pretty much making an argument for Destin Rivals. And he says it's going to be $1,000 by Christmas. I know. I don't think Thomas is in here tonight. I don't think I saw Thomas at all. But Thomas and Lambo, if Lambo's still in here, I believe, said that they actually had a really they think that Destin Rivals is a fun opening experience, and that was one of the things that Sammy Shiny Stocks said. So I don't know. I think that this is going to be the third time we're going to see it reach $600. Do we continue to see it climb, or does it stagnate at $600? You know, I feel like we've seen it. Again at $600 multiple times. Why is this the time it finally breaks through and doesn't come crashing and burning down? You ain't putting in a deck. Who cares? Hey, I agree 110%. I have some English cards in here. I have some Japanese. I have some Korean cards. For me, I don't care. It's just for a lot of people, they will say that they only want the English cards for whatever reason. They just like the English better, which is fine. I think a lot of it has to come with liquidity, how easy it is to sell. Korean and stuff is kind of nicher, but at the same time, you just post it up on eBay. You may not be able to walk into your LGS and sell it for, you may not be able to get 70% or 60%, or some places may not even take it. But at this point, the way the market's going, you can just put anything up on eBay, and if you don't buy something that you want to be able to make money off of really really quick, who cares? Which is kind of how I am. I collect what is affordable and what I can collect. Definitely better. Love Japanese. Yeah, I think the Japanese is the way to go for sure. Especially if they're pretty much one for one price comparison. You pulled a Kangaskhan. What, full art? I would love to. I don't know what they're going for right now. I think it's actually, I could probably pull it up on here. I've seen it. I would love to have one of those. I think they're going to be really cool. Hold up on eBay. I don't even know what they're going for right now. I know Suge's got several of them. I mean, honestly, what, 300 bucks, 350 bucks? Because it comes with, what all does it come with? No, it comes with which the Gloria Team Rocket is currently going for almost $120. I don't know if they come with the sleeves though. Is it only the booster box that it comes with? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really care. That booster box is going to be a $300+ booster box at some point. So if you can find it, you know, right here, 300, 350, you know, 253. This says with no card. So I don't know how you can tell if it comes with packs or not. I mean, here's 400, I think, all day. Absolutely. Like this is going to be something very niche. It's Team Rocket. People love Team Rocket. You know, it's going to have the glory of Team Rocket. There's no reason the glory of Team Rocket won't be $1,000 booster box at some point. So I 100% think that is pretty affordable, honestly. Did you open it or you just have it for collection? I think it's really cool, even if, you know, just to have it. I mean, you could use it as a briefcase, you know? So I know Suge, he has several of them. He lives in Japan. So I think that's great. That's a great price. Yeah, yeah. Whack Hammer. I'll tell you what. I've had a terrible opening experience with Destin Rivals. So when people say that they've had a fantastic experience with Destin Rivals and they really love opening up Destin Rivals, I'm just not there with them. You know, I've gotten to open up a decent amount, but definitely not a ton of it. So you know, but honestly, there's not much I would really want. I've got the Misty Psyduck. The Misty's Lapras is pretty cool. I'm a big Typhlosion fan, but I don't care for Ethan's Typhlosion. Um, as far as SIRs, I would want the Moltres out of all of them, which the Moltres is about $100 card um, for the SIR in English. I'll just pay for that. It's, you know, especially if Destin Rivals is $600 a booster box. I mean, I could buy six of them for the price of a booster box. The Cynthia's Garchomp is pretty cool. I'd probably be pretty happy to have that one as well. But there's just not a ton to Destin Rivals that I can really sink my teeth into that make me want to just rip and rip and rip that set. Obviously, if I could get it for 160 bucks, that's a different story. But 600 bucks, no. Yeah, if you could put, I don't know if you could fit one. Maybe Kino can tell you. Um, because he says he has one. I don't know if it's open or not, but if you could fit a English booster box in there, absolutely, that'd be really cool for sure. So, I do. I think this is a really cool idea. I think this is a really cool product. I I wish that the English would have gotten a version of this, but it's probably a good thing that we haven't. They open them at customs. They're hard to. Oh, that would make sense because customs, they probably think that you have drugs or something. So that does suck. Yeah, Black Bolt White Flare I think is a great opening experience. I really enjoy Black Bolt White Flare. At least it feels like you're getting some hits. I think Black Bolt White Flare is extremely slept on. So let's see. I mean, this one looks sealed. It says open cardboard. Oh, so like you're talking about completely 100% sealed with the tape and all that stuff still. Which I mean, I think at that point, like, who cares if the top of the box isn't sealed? If this is still sealed, why would it matter? I think that's kind of stupid. Yeah, could you imagine if we got one of these in English with the Destin Rivals booster box sitting in there? People, that would be one of the craziest scalped products of all time. Now, again, they can do something like that. I think that the Pokemon Center, for the most part, has done a really good job with bots. It seems like it doesn't seem like bots are hitting as much. So, I could see these being live for like 2 hours. But let's be honest, Pokemon's not going to do that. They would have already done that. And a ton of people would resell the crap out of this. They'd probably sell it for what, maybe $200, and these would go for $1,000 all day long. That's awesome. I would love to get a God pack from Black Bolt White Flare. I I've opened up some Black Bolt White Flare, and I just have not. I've had, again, good opening experience. With the IRs and stuff like that, but I haven't been able to pull. I haven't had a big hit in a while. The last big hit I had was Prismatic Umbreon out of a 3-pack. So they're going for like 350, 300. Some of them have them for 600, Thomas. It just really depends. Here's one for the United States, $350. You've got another one, $300 in the United States. Then you've got some that are, again, $600. Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, right now, I know this is going to sound crazy. Okay, maybe I'm going to think about this before I say it. No, I'm going to say it. Instead of getting Ascended Heroes right now at 100, what is Ascended Heroes going for right now? 120, 120 in ETB currently. What's it going? $120 Ascended Heroes. I know that these poster collections, wherever the hell these are, whichever one these are, they even have them loaded. I don't think they have them loaded. Instead of getting the poster collections at $120, get yourself some Black Ball White Flare ETB. Just get them. Look on your local, your Facebook marketplace. This just now cracked over $105. And I understand these things were very expensive. They were still 80, 85, $90 ETBs. For a while, I felt like they were sitting around like the $80. Yeah, you had September 2025 until, what, February? Almost the end of February before they cracked over, $90. This set, Black Ball White Flare, could be extremely hard for Pokemon to reprint it. Not that they can't reprint it, but when you're looking at Scarlet and Violet, I think that Pokemon is unfortunately going to have to make some decisions. Unless they have been printing, like I know they have, but unless they've just been hoarding product away, they've really got to get Destined Rivals. They've got to just hammer away at Destined Rivals. Um, Hopefully we get some Journey Together, maybe, a somewhat decent reprint of Journey Together, like one more reprint of Journey Together. Other than that, like, this is just going to be really difficult. Massive sets, tons of cards to them, like 300 plus cards for each one. They've got to do 2 different versions of it for the Black Bolt and for the White Flare. Absolute nightmare of a set to reprint. So I think we're probably going to get the smaller products. We're probably going to get some 3-packs, maybe some booster bundles. But I think this is being slept on, and I think this is going to surprise people. I don't care about it being Gen 5. People don't like Gen 5. I don't give a shit. I don't care. When you have cards that are thousands of dollars, with the black and the whites, and you have the 2 Victinis, just also too, the gem rates are extremely difficult because to be able to pull a specific IR or SIR is not the easiest thing, especially the IRs. So gem rates are going to play a factor into this. People are going to like it. They look cool. That's what I would do. Instead of FOMOing right now into Ascended Heroes, pick up some of these ETBs, man. What's up, Adro? How are you, bud? Yeah, that's awesome. You guys have gotten great, great hits. I have, like I said, I've been just clapped left and right. That's okay. That's the name of the game. That's why a lot of people don't open a ton of packs. Right now, I would not be opening up a ton of packs unless you can get them English or not English, Japanese, Korean. That's where I would be getting an opening right now. Yeah, tariffs for sure have made things more expensive. So they say. I don't know if I believe it or not. You got 5 white flare ETBs in December. Oh, I didn't know that. Are they on your collector? I feel like I've never heard you talk about them on collector on your videos. I did not. What's Anon's new? What did Anon do? What is that? Pokey and E, Nostalgianomics, and Team Rocket Joey. Oh, I can't wait to watch this because he says I'm sorry. He's got Destined Rivals, Pokemon Apology. That will have to be a watch. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see that. How do I zoom in? Anyways, go check it out. Anon, 8,000 subscriber. I apologize, dude. That is crazy. Congratulations, Kino. That is really cool. I think those. I think the black. Why can I not think right now? Black Zekrom, the white Reshiram, and I think the red Victini. If you can get those, whether they're raw or especially in a PSA 10, doesn't have to be sequential. I think people are really, those are going to be some grails at some point. I also think that the Hydreigon from, I believe it's White Flare. Yes. White Flare is a really great card. Looks really cool. Zekrom and the Reshiram SIRs look amazing. Best artworks, I say. I know you say I don't like vintage. I do like vintage. I think they're probably the best. And the artist that does the Zekrom, what is his name again? Was it like Dancio? I'm gonna say Dancio. Phenomenal artist. They did the Gengar, which I hate the Mega Gengar. Not a fan of it. $150. Sure, I'll pick it up. But they did the Mega Charizard EX, beautiful card. They did the Zekrom. Very, very, very excited to see what they do. And of course, you guys know this is just my suggestion. I'm not telling you guys what to financially do. I'm telling you guys what I would be doing and am going to be doing, where I would be putting my money. So, Ascended Heroes, is it going to do fantastic long term? Absolutely. I think Ascended Heroes is better than Prismatic Evolutions. However, I think Ascended Heroes is going to be readily available and printed to the ground. I think it's going to be just like Crown Zenith. The only way it does not is if this bull run continues for another 3 years. Yeah. And Kino, with your Victini, I know Adro, he's in the chat as well. He picked up a Charizard, Mega Charizard EX. I believe he said he picked it up at a card show and he graded it a 10. So incredible. Hey, that is like you can't do much better than that. You really can't. Zekrom, the Seismitoad. I think the Seismitoad. I wonder what the Seismitoad is doing right now. The Seismitoad being as expensive as it is just stupid. Okay, so we are seeing it going down in price. It actually looks like it really went down in price. Holy cow! I have not kept an eye on Black Ball and White Flare in a while. That is crazy. So September, $22. What was this? January? Oh, that's really weird. Okay. January, $118, and it's starting to go back up. You know, so $220. I don't know. I would I'll be honest, I would not be picking up this card. People like Magikarp, people like Gyarados. I can understand that. I don't care that this is Shinji Kanda. There's also what, like a 666 somewhere, 666 right here. Don't care. Not a banned card. They're never going to ban this card. Seismitoad is a very unpopular Pokemon. Waste of money. But unless you like Seismitoad, go for it. You picked up a partner pack today. Did you get a good deal on it? I know they're going for like 14. My LGS was trying to sell them for 24, and I was like, nope, not doing that. Hopefully, getting it back tomorrow, Monday. Awesome. I send a if you don't mind, send a picture in the Discord of like you don't unless you don't want to, but I would love to see that card for sure. Monochromes and golds are actually rad. I agree. And like I said, I think that the gold cards, I don't know why I just did that. I think that the gold cards they do look cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that they're cool. That these are terrible pictures. Why are the pictures so bad for these? I'll just go to Mega Evolution. Like, I do think that these look cool, and I know this is not how they actually look in person. I know that they look more textured and stuff like that. I do think they're cool. You know, I just, yeah, I think that what I wish that they would have done is the Black Bolt and White Flare, the monochrome. I wish they would have continued that for every single Mega Evolution set that we got. So, like the Mega Rayquaza set, let's get I wish we would have gotten like a green monochrome Mega Rayquaza, or, you know, like the Gengar, they could have done like a purple or something. You know, I think that that would have been really really cool um, to keep the monochromes going. But instead, they kind of wanted to go with like a one piece style thing. So, like I said, I really hope the golds work out. I know a bunch of people are speculating on it. People think I want them to lose out on money. Like I just want this to crash and burn. I don't, because I'm invested as well, even though I'm not an investor. You know, I'm invested for my kids' future, not my future personally, but for my kids. Like I want it to do well. It just right now is not sustainable for a lot of people. Just bought an Aoki Error Zapdos and a PSA 10 for 100. Why do I not know what that is? I might know what it is. Am I missing something? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if that's for you, if you, I mean, if that's the style. So, are you more of like a vintage? I know you're in like a different country, right? I thought you were more like in Japanese, is what I thought you were going for. But it's been, like I said, I know it's been a while since you've been over in the live. Thank you as always for coming by and checking out the live. It's always good to see old faces. But um, I did, yeah. I, I know that you're more into, I think like Joey's videos. Your partner pack's graded. Yeah, I heard Cool Trainer Ryan talking about them long term. I don't know. I don't know. Just get everything graded at this point. Just get your booster box graded, get your grandma's graded, just get whatever is more valuable, right? So this is what I was talking about. I saw this. Um, so this guy, the snack attacking Snorlax, this guy's a fucking douchebag. He just is. He's just an asshole. He commented on some videos of mine a while ago. Always just a giant dickhead. He's always in Nostalgianomics sucking his cock in the comment section. But he said no nuts, no glory. Buying all time highs, the true story. Honestly, I spelled nothing but fear from 90 to 95% of people. So I'm gonna zig with the herd zags. I'm still buying heavy shits 2 times or 3 times overnight. Y'all keep missing these gains. And Jay said pretty much Salgonomics is saying that right now is time to slow down. That even the good buys are not great right now. So there's a ton of overconfidence in this market, and it's only seeming to get worse and worse and worse. So, and then even Remy collects. I didn't see Remy collected or Remy's commented on here, but. Super interesting. Some vendors were asking 50. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Bit of everything. US, gotcha. I like the cards that connect. So I'm a sucker. No, I think that they're cool. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like the like. I wish that and people are gonna take this the wrong way. I think that I just wish the illustration rares were cooler. I understand they're including, stuff from the TV show, stuff from the video game. Yes, they are connecting artwork. So I do understand that. For me, they just they kind of I don't know. It looks a little almost too kiddish for me, so I'm not a huge fan. Um, I do want to pick up the Cinequil, uh, Totodile, and Chikorita. I want to pick up the Johto starters. I think that those are like one of my favorites, so that's what I want to pick up. But other than that, I don't think I really care much for the illustrators. If I can get them at $14, 100%, absolutely. But 40, 50, $35 for what, two packs, Mega and Phantasmal, and then three cards. It just I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. What was supposed to pop me at like six. I don't know what's going on with Remy. Remy, if you guys don't know, Remy normally like has been a part of the channel and comments on the videos and stuff. They haven't been around lately. I don't know if they're just going through a hard time and just pissed off at the world, but whatever. I'll tell you guys this though. You guys know that Jay has come into the lives from time to time, and I support his channel. So when I say this, I'm not being disrespectful. At least I'm not trying to be. I think if you watch this video, or if you haven't watched this video, go check it out. It's his most recent video that he uploaded. And to hear him say what he is saying, coming from an investor standpoint, especially how heavily invested he has talked and how confident and bullish he's been on the market, to if you watch his last two videos, especially this video, I think it says a lot. So depending on if you want to see the market just clean up at all, if you don't want to see the market clean up and you're happy with the way things are, obviously this is going to piss you off. But he's been very bullish and investor heavy for a while, and he's saying to chill out. So I think it's a great video. Those cult YouTuber followers are scary. What do you mean? Who's got the cult? Who's the cult? I know Team Rocket Joey has cult like followers, but I mean Kino, like I said, he doesn't show up all the time. He very rarely shows up, but I mean, I'm not calling him a cult follower, but I've seen him a lot in Team Rocket Joey's comment sections, and he seems pretty cool. So I don't think I'm too afraid of Kino. What is my favorite card from childhood? Hmm. What would that be? I mean, I was a big, Cinequil, Chikorita. Um, why am I having a brain fart right now? Totodile, big fan of those. Obviously, I remember having Blastoise and Charizard back in the day when I was young. I mean, I wouldn't say anything specific. Um, what was it like Neo? What is it? Neo Destiny, I believe. One of the Neo sets. Yeah, Neo Genesis. I think this is the one. Yeah, these were probably like this card right here. That would be it. Neo Genesis, this Typhlosion, or the Feraligatr were like my top cards as a kid. I love the game, so that would be my answer. I'm, again, back when I was a kid, you collected Pokemon, you traded Pokemon, and you did stupid stuff for Pokemon. And then, we had the Yu-Gi-Oh phase, so I was doing Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. So, to answer your question, like if I had to choose, these are the cards that I remember from like nostalgia wise, from being a kid. Yep, that's what I would say. For Alligator and Typhlosion would be it. No, yeah, Thomas, I agree. I agree 100%. I think the partner packs are going to do fantastic long term, but I am not paying $40 for them right now. I'm also not going to be paying, $10 for per card or $20 if it's the bait the the starting three Gen 1. I'm not doing it. There's so many of those cards out there. So many of them. They're going to be so cheap. Neo was fantastic. Yeah, Neo was really great back in the day. We need to get some Neo stuff. We even some of the e-readers. I hope that the 30th anniversary we get some e-reader card styles. I think that'd be really really cool. So, but if you are leaving, my friend, thank you as always for coming by. I know that I don't get to see you very often, so until I see you again, hope you have a great weekend, and come by sometime. Appreciate it. Neo Discover one's pretty cool too. Oh, oh what? Oh what whack? TRJ and Nostalgianomics got a scary following. They do, dude. Especially, I don't like that guy that I was showing you in the comments, the snacking attack Snorlax. I've only seen him in Nostalgianomics. So, but he's a complete piece of shit. He just is. So, um, TRJ still tortures Vapor Self. Okay. You know, to each its own. Pokey positivity, whatever. I'm gonna do me. You guys know that. So I'm a little more tame than what I used to be, but all it takes is one video, and like last night. I don't know, Lambo, if you were in there at the beginning of it, but I kind of went off on Haas, and I really contemplated making a video about Haas, but I just don't give a shit. I'll talk about it on my lives, and honestly, most of my lives get better views than my videos do. So yeah, no, absolutely. I think this first partners would do great, but I think it's just really dumb what the market's doing with them right now. I mean, let's see what they're doing right now. What is it, like 30th? I know people pulled him up. How did people pull him up? There we go. Creation collect. Yeah, 52.99, and no one's really undercutting. So you got two. You got well. There's 502 at 52, and they just keep climbing. Let's see, tomorrow's my birthday. Uncle gave you 65. Hey man, anything you're going for specifically? And then here is. Let me see. I'm just gonna give me 1 second while I find this. Yeah, Thomas, they're going crazy. So this was in a Discord, and I've seen this on Facebook too. But and for what I've seen on Facebook, like it's bad. But $120 for the poster collections. MSRP/retail is $60. $34 for the tens, whatever. $60 for the deluxe pin collection, which I think Thomas, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't these like what are they supposed to be like 17.99 or something like that? So $60, and then I don't know what they're selling the first illustrations for, but I've seen videos, pictures of just this product sitting at GameStop. Still under market though? I don't think so. I'll be right back. I gotta go use the restroom real quick. So you guys keep each other company, and then we'll take a look at whatever Whack is saying is still under market. What is it showing? Hell, I have Tourette's. Ammo. Oh, why the AI tracking? I apologize, guys. All right, so let's see. What did I miss? Pin partners should be 25. So they got those going for 60. Let's see what the pin partners are. What are they even called? I can't remember what they're called. First partner. Uh, yeah. No, they're not under market. Selling it for 60. Market's 48, 45, 48, 49, 46. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the poster. Um, was it first partner as well? I don't even know what is the stupid thing called. I haven't worried about because I'm not gonna be able to find a premium poster collection. There we go. Let's see. I imagine what probably let's see what Gardevoir's going for. No, sir. They're still above market. 109, 109, 10, yeah, 109 all day long. I mean, the closest one is these two at 119. They've got 2 and 4. See what the Mario is going for. 117. So I guess Lucario is a little bit more popular, which is interesting. You wouldn't think that. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, no, GameStop is not a good deal, like at all. The I really think that what GameStop is doing is they're just like um they're just like, hey guys, so if you guys don't want to sit at your Walmarts and Targets until at 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll have these available when we open and for the next 5 weeks until they go, until the market goes above, and then you'll want to pick them up. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Blood. I'm actually gonna set myself a reminder to send you a message in Discord because I don't imagine. What time is it in California? Like 10 o'clock? I don't imagine we're gonna be live that long, so I'm not gonna be able to say it. Whatever. I'll message you tonight or whatever at 12 o'clock. My birthday. I do hope you have a great birthday, my friend, and hopefully, you know what? If somebody gave you $65, you grab you whatever the illustration box for $50 or whatever. You go ahead and spend your money however you want to. Yeah. Or you should get a Black Bolt ETB for $110. Absolutely. Especially if you don't have any. Do you have any of them? Yeah, I'll tell you what you need to do, Whack. You need to hit up our boy Thomas and see if he can hook you up. He probably can't because he's always trying to he's always trying to grow his own collection investment as well. But he's got the LGS distro hookup. So what did you pay for your what did you even get, Thomas? I can't remember. I don't know why my camera's all fucked there. I apologize, guys. I know you sent it in the did you get the first partner? Was that what it was? You got first partner booster collection. Yeah, so how much did you pay for that? Bet you got it. One of everything. See what a case. Let's see if they even have cases up on here. They got them right now. I mean, you guys can make the decision if you want to. I don't know what this. Let's see what that equals out to. We'll just do 340. So $56. $56. I think these are going to go down. Now it is a case. So here's one for 316. What does that put you at 316? Probably not much different. Be like 60 or $50. $52. I mean, one day, in 5 years, these will probably go for $100. You know, but you know that would be so you're doubling. I think there's a better place to put it at than to get a case of these, unless you get a great deal. Which who knows if Thomas got a great deal on his? I'm sure he probably did. So yeah, man, blood. It's your money. Do with it as you want. But I would tell you what, if you don't have a Black Ball ETP, my friend, that's what I would go for. I actually think that the white flare ETB looks better. The white and the pink I think looks really, really cool. But Black Bolt, and then that's also something to take into consideration too. I would look at the card list for Black Bolt and White Flare and decide if worse comes to worse, what would you want to open up? What set do you like better pull rate wise, like pull wise? Do you like Reshiram? Do you like Hydreigon? Keldeo. Keldeo is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful card. $51 is not too shabby. I don't think I would pay $51 for this. I think I would like to get this around about 35. Um, Probably is not going to happen, but if it does, I'll definitely be picking those up. Or do you like Black Bolt a lot better? I think, right now as it looks, Black Bolt is the more popular of the two sets, but that's where you got to be careful because just because one set's really popular right now doesn't mean that people might be sleeping on White Flare and White Flare might take over because there's not as much of it available. Not enough people have White Flare. So it's always something to think about. Me personally, I would definitely pick up a Black Bolt, but I do think the White Flare looks cooler. Oh, I'm sure they are going to do good. I know that they are. I don't even know how you would find those cards. They wouldn't be under promos. I wouldn't imagine. Are they under here? See, I know they're going for um I believe they're like $10. That's crazy. 179 bucks. I know Gen 1 is 20. So that's 60. They're making you guys pay an arm and a leg for that. Don't do that. I'm even that's pretty crazy. These have shot up in price. Um I saw people posting these on Facebook, $20 a pop, and then the other two gens were going for 10 bucks. 10 bucks a card. So long term, sure, whatever. Right now, paying 85 bucks, stupid. Um, the only problem here's the only thing is I was watching Krabby Corner, whatever that dude's name is. He's really been blowing up. If you guys want another content creator to watch, he pretty much uploads like every single day. Um, he just talks about random stuff. But he was talking about how Team Rocket Joey and DJ's Poke Center did a live the other night. I think it was last night. And Team Rocket Joey said that there was confirmation that Pokemon for the 25th anniversary only printed it for a year and then they stopped printing it. So, obviously I don't expect them to print 30th for 2 years. It's a specialty set. And it's an anniversary set. So it's completely different. I think that they're, you know, you get what you get. So, I mean, I don't take that as you will. I'm not blown away by them, especially the Series 1. I know that it's got, the Gen 1s, but I think there's going to be, with people ripping these and opening these, I think you'll be able to pick up these cards relatively cheap. I would not get super FOMOed into them. Obviously, do what you want. If you're a fan of any of these cards, if they're your favorite Pokemon, pick them up all day long. But I'm not, I'm okay. Okay, if you already have, yeah, blood. If you have one ETB, even if you like one more, I would definitely just go ahead and get one of each of them. Personally, what I would do, like right, like I have because the Black Bolt ETBs were super difficult to find. Even like on Amazon at the time, like a month or two later, the Amazon was dropping white flare at MSRP or retail like 60 bucks. They were dropping them left and right, like constantly dropping them, sitting, like having them available to buy. Well, Black Bolt, it came up one time on Amazon and that was it. So it seems like Black Bolt was, I'm sure they were printed the same, but either, it just, for me, it feels like Black Bolt is more popular, as well as it feels like Black Bolt was harder to get your hands on. I don't know if that's true or not. Of course, I do think we'll get a small reprint of something. It might be booster bundles, but I would definitely pick up one of each of them, even if you like a set more than the other. I've got two white flares and one Black Bolt ETB. That's all I've got ETB wise. So Black Bolt, white flare have been really hard to find product of. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know, man. You know, they're so, with like the first partner, like the illustration boxes, they're just so niche. It's really, I think you're going to hold on to them for 5 years. 35th anniversary is going to come around. People are going to be like, even 4 years. People are going to start hearing about the 35th anniversary, if there's even a 35th anniversary. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember those first partner illustration packs, and that's when I expect for them to blow up. So I think that there's going to be good opportunities to get them. You got to let's see how far we can look back at um, celebrations, and just look, when we take a look at celebrations, look at the stagnation that celebrations experience. If I can find it. Seeing those listings gives you depression. What's up, Mr. Letty? Yes, sir. Yeah, no, 100%. It will give you depression, absolutely. So, I mean, you gotta look at this Elite Trainer box. I remember Obsidian Flames was out. So probably what, 2 years after Celebrations came out, and I could pick up these Elite Trainer boxes for $75 at the time. Um, let's look at the year. March 2025, $133, and then went up to like 234, 263, and then it's just slowly gone up. Like, people just didn't. The only way that a lot of this specialty product for these anniversary sets are going to do well is honestly time, and if they're absolute bangers. We all know Celebrations was not that great. I'm pretty sure most people know that Generations, even though it wasn't the greatest, is better than Celebrations was. So I think that you're going to have opportunity, especially, not saying that it's going to happen, but more than likely, when we have a dip, we have a correction, we have a softening of the market, we're going to see a lot of these products go down in price. People aren't going to care for them. So I think that you're going to have the opportunity to pick up these at, you know, 25 bucks. They may get to 60, 70, $100. Who knows what they're going to get to? But I think, these are slow movers that you're going to experience. You look at these packs. I mean, so you got to bank on what Phantasmal's going to do, what Mega's going to do. You know, what 5 years from now, Phantasmal, I don't know what, if maybe $50 a pack. Mega, I don't know, $30 a pack. I mean, altogether, what, depending on the pack that you have. So let's say what this is currently going for. Let's see what it's actually going for. 79. So you're maybe 180 bucks, not even 180 bucks. But yeah, if you want to say 50-50 a pack, which I think is kind of crazy in the next 5 years, and then 80 bucks, like $180, I don't know. I don't see it happening. Yeah, that Haunter promo, I'm pretty sure is like $60. So yeah, 65 bucks, which is crazy, blood, because I remember talking to you about this a couple months ago. The Haunter promo at the time was like $25, $30 a card. So, I mean, here's one. Let's see what's going on with this one. Got a little bit of whitening here. just right there. So what? I'll be honest. If you're being super generous, you could say light played. I would still qualify this. Like if you go on TCG Play right now, you look up selling for this, that's gonna still be near mint, right there. Just that white coordinate, that white, right there. You got, it looks like it's got a little bit of a scratch right down there, or like an imperfection right down there. And of course, you never know what the card's gonna look like when you get it in person, right? Could be beaten all to hell. But based off what I'm seeing, pick up this card, man. 35 bucks. If you like it, I don't like this Haunter. I just don't care for it. But you know, even if you get this for 35 like crazy, I don't know if he's still in here. He might be asleep. He's probably asleep. He picked up a Cosmic Eclipse. What did he? Where did he? Sorry, hold on. Let me. I don't want, in case there's anything on the Discord. I got to protect my Discord. Don't know what kind of bastards are snooping in the Discord. When was this? I know he said it. Let me try to find. Give me 1 second, guys. Apologize. So he bought this. I think he said he got it for like 110 bucks. And you guys can see the prices are all over the place. The other day when I looked at it, because he was like, "Did I do a good deal on it?" I thought he did a good deal. This card is clean too that he got, guys. Super clean card from what he showed me. Of course, pictures don't always show all the damage. More than likely, it's a PSA 10, but PSA would give it a PSA 9. Super super clean card. Um, but yeah, he got it for like 110, and this card was going for like 250 at the time. So um, he could have easily bought it and sold it, flipped it for double the profit. So that Haunter though, I would pick up that Haunter Blood if that's a card that you want, because it's only going to get more expensive. It may dip, when we have a dip in the market, softening of the market, you might see a dip. Long term though, Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar all do extremely well. It is an illustration rare of a Haunter. We don't really have a ton of those, standalone Haunters. I do think it's a pretty popular card. So someday, who knows, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, could be 100, 200, $300 card. Um, Especially with those battle decks, like I said, you could really, if you wanted to. I know that you used to be a scalper, not like you are anymore. I'm proud of you, but you could buy it for 40 bucks, taxes out the door, and make a $20 profit. Selling it to an LGS or just putting it back on eBay. Yeah, no, Thomas. I think that's a super smart idea. As long as, again, as long as we have like another anniversary set in 5 years, who knows? I mean, Pokemon can always change their mind. We never know what Pokemon's going to do. Kept going to the Pokemon Center, and you got one ETB before the scalpers came. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be very difficult. Um, Getting whatever this 30th anniversary is going to be for sure. Mega Rayquaza set's going to be crazy. I mean, you guys know how it is. Pokemon Center, anything's going to be crazy. Perfect Order sold out, and people have been shitting on Perfect Order. Chaos Rising, we'll see what happens with Chaos Rising. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Chaos Rising. I even think Perfect Order is pretty cool. Like I'm hoping next Friday I get off work at 6 o'clock and I get to go to Walmart and I find some packs. I don't think I'll find any booster bundles. But hopefully I can find some sleep packs and I can open up a couple of sleep packs with my kids and have a good time. So yeah, I mean, 30th anniversary. Honestly, 30th anniversary could come out. We could know before the pre-orders go live for 30th. We could know that it's going to be shit, like dog shit, absolutely terrible. We can know all the cards in the set. It's not going to matter. People are going to buy it. Yeah, 100%, Mr. Letty. By the way, thank you for coming by and checking out the channel, checking out the live. I don't think I've seen you before, so hope you're having a good weekend, and hopefully, I'm able to answer any questions you have. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll get to them when I can. What's up, Choo Choo? How are you, my friend? How's your weekend going? Yeah, yeah. There's well, how much is the deck though? Because you were just talking about getting the Haunter card. Gengar. So that's 80. Unless you can get a good deal for it. I don't know. Depends on how you're gonna do it. Like I said, you got some birthday money, so do whatever you want with it. But definitely, I would not sleep on that Black Bolt ET for sure. That would be my opinion. But collect how you want to. It's your collection at the end of the day. As long as you can look at it and it brings you happiness, sealed may not do that for you. I don't blame you. I would rather have a card than have a booster box of something. Everybody's different. You know what's crazy? So they shouldn't even have these up here. Oh, this is the normal ETB. Okay, I was about to say, I thought this was a Pokemon Center ETB at 155. I was gonna say that's a buy right there. I think that's gonna be great. 155 for this. That is nuts. 275 though. Are there even any sold? No, it's all 275. Let me see if I can log into it. Give me 1 second. Where's my I don't know, Chucho. I'll be honest. I don't think that they will. Those battle decks. I feel like typically they don't. Um this it feels like this is the first battle decks that they've come out with where they put, of course, IRs and that people have bought up. I mean, normally if you think about battle decks, they sit for like months and months and months, and normally, GameStops and WalMarts and Targets, they'll put them on a discount just trying to get rid of them. So I mean, could they? Absolutely. Will they? I don't know. I just feel like Pokemon was not really expecting it or planning for that to happen. I mean, anything is possible right now. Oops. I don't care. Stop asking me. So let me look. So 275 seems to be, so 255 for Chaos Rising, and then 275. I mean, I'll be honest, and of course we still have the opportunity to go up with Chaos Rising. This could be 300, $330, but I'm surprised to see this at 275 right now. I'm not telling you guys to buy this, absolutely not. Um, but it is quite surprising. Let me see what Perfect Order was doing back when it first got revealed, and then we'll take a look at the Meloetta. To be honest, I don't keep up to date with. I'm not a big market watcher. That's not my forte. In case you guys don't know, I'll look at the market when I need to. There's certain things I keep an eye on the market, but otherwise, I'm not too much of a market watcher. I don't keep track of all these cards and what they're doing all the time. I'm not a big investor guy, so take with what I say as a grain of salt. I just tell you guys what I would do. So it looks like the highest this got was 244. So we're about I mean, I'll say 250. We're about set. We're about $25 over what this is going for. You know, it crashed, it went down, and then it shot back up, and we're starting to flatline again. You know, again, I think this box is going to sit at 200. Wave one, wave two. It'd be really interesting. I know I've heard there's three waves of it. Depends on if people are selling all their allocations at up front or if they're doing it, you know, in waves like they should be doing. You know, if we get a 200 and we get some more, people aren't feeling it. The rip and ships. It's really going to come down to what the rip and shippers are doing. Um, if Nostalgianomics can't move the packs at whatever, you know, $8 a pack, $7 a pack, and he's just sitting on a bunch of this, and it really just seems like there's not much hype to it. I feel like we could see this box being like 180 after wave two. Chaos Rising, I think, is going to be a little bit more expensive. The only difference is Chaos Rising is supposed to have the same allocation numbers as Phantasmal Flames. So where this is 15% less for the booster boxes, not overall. When people say the 15%, they make it sound like everything has been 15% cut, so you're getting 15% less of everything. They're only talking about the booster boxes. They're not talking about booster bundles or anything like that. That's all staying the same. Um, Chaos Rising though is going to have the same amount of booster boxes as Phantasmal Flames when it came out. So I don't know. It's gonna come down to how the cards are performing, what people think about the set. You know, I think Chaos Rising is better than Perfect Order. I know Choo Choo, you don't necessarily agree with me on that, and that's fine. That's a beautiful thing about collecting and investing, and beautiful thing about Pokemon. So I think we could look at two sets being for a minute 200, 180, maybe even a little bit lower. I think you know, saying 160 right now would be a miracle. There's too much to lose for a lot of people. $10 for the card. It's Gengar is definitely, or not Gengar, the Haunter is definitely doing better than the Meloetta. So it's very interesting. SIRs are weak for which one? Because I'm pretty sure, Choo Choo, you commented you like Perfect Order better, right? Than Chaos Rising. Look at Ninja Spinner. I do want to know if you guys have taken a look at these sets. What SIR or SAR from Ninja Spinner / Chaos Rising do you guys think is the best artwork wise? And I'll just click on this. This is the six of them. That's for Ninja Spinner, Chaos Rising. Which one would be your top chase? Apparently, Henry he just came back from Japan. He said that the Floetta is a beautiful card in Japanese. So I think the Floetta is kind of cheeks, in my opinion. I would rather have the Cincino over that. I do not like either of these SAR trainer cards. These are not. They definitely dropped the ball on these two, in my opinion. I do like how the Floetta is in this though. Yeah, for me, this is like the first set that I've not really liked any of the SAR or SIR trainers. But I am curious on what you guys think of that, and then we will look at Perfect Order. Ours. Okay, we'll look at the SIRs. I'm gonna make a whole video. You like the Greninja, which the Greninja is going for, which is funny because I know that I don't know if you guys saw, but in the video I made, um, I was telling you guys to keep an eye on the Greninja from Twilight. Looks like that one is starting to make a move as well. So it'll be really interesting to see because I think personally the Greninja from Twilight is better than this Greninja. I do like this Greninja. Don't get me wrong. Like when I look at this Greninja, I really do like it. Like the colors more. I just am not a huge fan of just the Greninja itself, kind of the style of it. I get where they were going with it. Sunset, California, very, very cool. I just feel like they could have done better. So for me, I like the Twilight better, but 305 is what it, 305, 325. Let's look at recent sales of this card as well. So this is Canada, 240, 315, 310, 330, 300. So I mean, we'll just cut it. We'll cut it. We'll say 300. I think 300 is pretty fair. You got some at 270. So $300 though for the top chase. In Japanese, I think is pretty good. I think is a good sign for me. The when you look at all the prior sets, all the Japanese equivalents for 500, 500, $600, $700. So to see a card $300 when you kind of cut it in half, you split the difference, I think is a good sign of things to come, especially when you look at the rest of the SARs that are in Ninja Spinner. Very, very cheap, guys. Very cheap cards. $30, $40, extremely cheap. Nobody likes them. Some of the IRs are more expensive. Well, not true. The IRs are, a couple bucks to $11. We'll look at Perfect Order. Like I said, I'm gonna make a whole video talking about Perfect Order SIRs. Probably late Sunday, it'll come out, and then the Friday we'll take a look at it, and then we'll keep an eye on it for a couple weeks. But Meowth is surprising me on what it's doing. I think this card is absolute ass. So $215, $190 is crazy. This Mega Zygarde, I feel like there might already be some manipulation to it. It came out of the gates around 275, 250. I don't know if Wack's still in here, but he called it. I thought the card was going to go, not because it deserved it, but I thought it was going to go for about 350, just because of how hot the market's been with the top chase cards. Like I said, this went down to about 175. We'll look at some of the solds. There was about 175, 150. Now it's climbed back up to about 230, 230 to 250. Then, the Starmie, we'll see this go down to 50, $75. And then the Rosa's Encouragement is actually holding pretty strong as well at $170. So I can see some arguments made right now on why the booster box could be $230, but you got to think you're not going to pull multiple SARs. You're just not. You're going to be lucky to pull one SAR out of your $230 booster box. Yeah, Wack, you might want to get that on recording. You might want to go back to the live after I upload this and record that, because that'll be the last time I ever say it again. even if you're right about something else, my friend, I'll never say it again, you cocky bastard. But Mega Clefable, I think is a beautiful card. I do. I really like it. $100. Mega Starmie. Come on, guys. Come on. 150, $120. No, thank you. No, thank you. 152, 155 for Rosa's Encouragement. This is my top chase of the set. I think it's a beautiful card. Meowth, again, so stupid. Let me know what you guys think about the Meowth. If you think that it deserves to be like the top chase or one of the top chases. And then 220, there was a couple Mega Zygardes down at some point. So there's it looks like the bids. Here's a best offer: 193, 169, so about 175, 193. There was a couple I saw, but do we think the Mega Zygarde's going to hold at that? Do we think enough people like the Mega Zygarde? I'm really curious. Yeah, like I said, we're going to keep an eye. I know it's probably going to be boring. People aren't going to care. I'm very curious to see how Perfect Order performs, from now to the day of release and a couple weeks prior to that, to see, do we have cards that start to take off? Do we see them all crash and burn? What is the top chase card? What is it sitting at? I think if we get back to your top card, besides the gold, I know the gold is going to be a couple $100 at the minimum, But take away the gold. Let's say the Zygarde is the top, or the Meowth. The Meowth may be the top chase. If it's at 150 bucks and then it doesn't really climb, that's going to be the first set in a while we've seen cards down at that price, coming out of the gate relatively early. So I'm very excited to see. So we will be making videos once a week talking about that. If you guys don't give a shit about it, that's fine. Don't watch them. I don't care. I just want to have it documented, and I'm looking forward to it. Meowth is poo. 100%. Meowth is poo. Adro, you said you want the Starmie. What are you willing? Do you think? Let's look for a here, United States, 120 bucks. Are you willing to pay 120 bucks for the Mega Starmie? You think it's that good? Black Hammer, you like the Meowth? I just think it's so lazy, man. I just think it's extraordinarily lazy. When you look, we'll go back to TCG Player and we'll look at Nihil Zero. I think it'll be easier for me to show you guys this. So here's the Meowth, and then here's the full art. All they did was just mirror it. They just literally mirrored it and gave it a little bit more detail. You know what I'm saying? So, again, to each its own, right? If you like it, awesome. For me, there's no way this card's $200 as an SAR. Thank you for coming by, Thomas. Thank you as always. Appreciate you, my friend. You have a good night as well. You can pick it up for 20 bucks. Absolutely. $20 all day long. What's up, Jay? How are you, bud? We've talked about you a couple times. All good things. All good things. Hey, again, I tell you guys all the time, like what you like, collect what you like. I'm always going to be honest about my opinions on it. And for me, to be honest, if I got to pay 200 bucks, if I had to pay $200, I'm buying the Zygarde before I'm buying the Meowth. I am. I don't care. Meowth is more popular. Oh, sorry about that. I don't care. The Meowth is more popular. I don't. The Zygarde, I like the colors better. You have the evolution line, or the form line, but my chase is the Rose's Encouragement. But I'll be honest, I don't expect it to be a $200 SIR. And if you look here, trainer cards do very well in Japanese, in other languages. English doesn't really care about their trainers a lot. This is going for 124 bucks. So if I had to pay, if the Rosa is at 150, $200, I'm picking this up in Japanese all day long. Better texturing, colors normally pop better, cheaper. So always, if you want to have some sort of idea of what's going to happen with the cards, look in Japanese. It'll kind of give you an idea. Not always, but Japanese is better texturing for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Ultra Starmie. I think the Ultra Starmie looks cool too. I like the Ultra Starmie. If I had to get a full art, the Yveltal I think is pretty cool as well. I know it doesn't have the standard, because it's a standard Yveltal. I think it's a pretty cool card as well. And the Mega Clefable I think is really colorful. So there's definitely some cool cards. The Clefairy is going to be really cool. Again, Clefable, I'll pick it up. 25 bucks. This card will be a $25 card at some point. In Japanese. English, I don't. I think, are people going to like it better than the Mega Sharpedo? Let's look at Phantasmal Flames and see what the Mega Sharpedo is going for. I know it was going for like $28, so I overpaid for mine. I paid 35 bucks for it. I'm a big fan of Mega Sharpedo. It's $28 right now. So Mega Clefable, $35 card all day long. Guarantee it. Don't overpay for these cards right now, guys. Yeah, I know, Brandon. The Zygarde you're a big fan of. And again, Zygarde's just not for me. But if I had to choose to put 200 bucks, that's where I would go over the Meowth all day. Yeah, 30 bucks, not 200. That's what I'm saying. No, it's all good things, Jay. I was talking about your last two videos have been absolute bangers. Super happy with um, just your thought process lately around just the market in general, and people have seemed to really appreciate it, which is great. I think bigger people like you that are more that are more liked than me is always a great thing to get out. You know, just hey, there's some weird shit going on. Um, so yeah, all good things. Yeah, I agree, Whack, 100%. I think there's a little bit of market manipulation going on. You know, again, how can you say a box is 230 bucks, even with 15% less booster boxes for perfect order? If the top chase of the set SAR realistic pull, because gold card is still probably 1 in 1,000, they're very difficult to pull. If your top chase is an SAR, whatever the top chase is going to be, well, who knows? It could be the Meowth. If it's 150 bucks, you can't justify telling people, yeah, no, yeah, open up your booster box at $230. That makes sense. No, it's worked before because your booster box has been 200, 220, 250, whatever, but your top chase has been 400 bucks, you know? If your top chase is less than your booster box price, it doesn't make sense. You would have to be looking at, a 30% decrease in booster boxes. Then you could talk about scarcity, short prints. What if they don't reprint it because it's not a very popular set? The whole rarity aspect of it. 15%. Come on, guys. We got 2 years. Bullshit. So I'm like I said, perfect order will be really interesting to see what the market does. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Choo Choo. I absolutely love 90% of the illustration errors in Chaos Rising. I think it is beautiful, just super. I think again, when people say sets suck, there is always something in Pokemon and in every single set that you can like. It may be an IR, it may be a full art, it may be an SIR, but all people care about is those SIRs, man. That's all they give a shit about. The top chases. That's all they care about. They don't care about the illustration rares and stuff like that. At least, it seems like a majority of people don't. Got to get the Starmie. Well, let's see. Let's go back. I'll be honest. I think that Starmie, unless they just completely go meme style with it, and that's where they push it. That Starmie is it's a I'd put it on the same level as a Sharpedo, like 35 bucks, man. So, if you got to get it, if you're talking about the SIR version, bro, pick it up in Japanese. Texturing's better. You can still sell it. There's no reason to be paying $175 for it's just it's cool, but is it that price? No, it's just not, man. Honestly, the Mega Starmie is going to be like a gimmick for a while, and then when we go to Gen 10, people aren't going to give a shit. Starmie is not a very popular Pokemon in general. It's just if it was Misty with the Starmie, okay, that's a little different. But a Mega Starmie, you're just gonna you're lighting money on fire unless you just again really really like it and just think about it. If you have to have it in English, how long do you think it's going to bring you happiness? If it's going to bring you happiness for years and years to come, whatever, man. Do you, right? I'm never going to tell you guys what to do or what not to do. But if it's just something that you like right now because you think it's cool, you know, just be ready. Be ready for it to get cut in half, man. Yeah, I think the Rose is just beautiful, man. Like I said, Chaos Rising is the first set. Well, I guess Ascended Heroes too. First main set that I've just not been a fan of any of the trainers. This Rose is there's just something it's beautiful about it. I've loved what Pokemon's been doing with trainers, and I've not been a fan of trainers until recently. Those prices are absolutely diabolical for Phantasmal Claims. Absolutely, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, though, it's like justifiable, right? If you look at Phantasmal Flames right now, you've got I don't even know what. So 269. So are these Elite Trainer boxes for Pokemon going up? Yeah, bro, be careful of these two. You know, there's Phantasmal Flames hype right now. I mean, look at that. It's not like super crazy, but you look over here the last couple days, man, just kind of going up a little bit to be concerned about. But as the box climbs, you got to have your Pokemon Center ETBs climbing as well. But and it's just it's Charizard or bust, and I just 350 for this box. I've got two of them. I'm very happy. I'm planning on doing a giveaway at 1,000 for one of these. Of course, of course, it's probably not going to be 350. Well, who knows? It might be 2,000 by the time I get to 1,000 subscribers if I ever get to it. Um, but it's there's no reason for it. That Charizard is going to get cut in half. I promise you guys. When we get into a bear market, that card is going to, like I said, I think $350 what that card's going to go for. And honestly, that's me being just kind of somewhat um what is the word? Um bullish on that side, I guess is what I would say. Cautious. I think it could honestly be a $250 card. But I think that card's going to get cut bad. People are going to lose their asses on this card. Again, I think it's an awesome card. Otherwise, I tell you it's going to be a $150 card. But because it's probably one of the top Charizards of all time, whether you like vintage, don't like vintage, don't care, people are going to argue with that. Yeah, Jay, you've got some crazy people. We talked about that Snorlax guy. Don't worry, he's just he's an asshole. So I liked your response to him though. He's one of those nostalgianomics grifters. So I would just, if I was you, I'd ignore him. I told him he was coming around on some of my videos a while ago. I told him to fuck off. I did. That was my comment. I was like, hey bud, you don't like what I have to say, you can fuck off. So some people like Remy collects. I think they're pretty cool. I don't know if they're just having a rough time, but their comment was a little towards you. But here's the thing: is you're not alone in what you're saying. There's a ton of people saying it, and I'm not surprised by it whatsoever. I'm not gonna say like I called it or anything like that, but um, people need to hear this because it's going to happen. And all you're doing is you're trying to help the community. And I think people like you being investor heavy, to hear these people that have for the most part been pretty bullish on the market saying, hey guys, this is not normal. Like this is there's no good place to be made. Like chill out on the buying, be prepared, save yourselves. Like I think that's all great things to hear. And what people need to hear, not what they're going to like to hear. So your channel could suffer short term, but long term, those people are going to remember what you said and that you were there to help them out. So all good things, man. And obviously, don't be fake. Speak your mind and how you feel. And you're already. I mean, you're on your way to 2,000. So you're doing great. Yeah, I mean, I like Starmie. I was super looking forward to Starmie, the Mega Starmie. I thought they were going to do something amazing with it. I wanted a whole entire binder page of Starmies, honestly, a whole binder. But seeing the prices and seeing what they did with it, like would I like to pick one up? Absolutely. Would I like to pick it up for $35? Yeah. Other than that, I'm okay. And I think I'll be able to get it in Japanese. I expect the Japanese version to go down when we get the perfect order in English. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you, Brandon. I'm right there with you, my friend. 110%. What is a high gem rate for PSA 10s? I know Ascended Heroes is apparently it's like 80%. Oh, thank you, Whackhammer. Have a good night, my friend. Uh, hopefully your weekend ends good. So thank you as always for coming by, leaving the comments. Really means more than you guys know. Yeah, no, he's just I can tell you like I am you know me, Jay. I'm an MSRP guy. Best bang for your buck. And then, maybe that's if people listen to me and I've missed out, that's fine. I'm willing to take that chance, but um you're preaching the opposite of what he wants, So he those comments that he's leaving you are the same comments he left me. So you will offend some people by switching it up and saying, hey guys, I know you guys have come to me for the bullish takes and what to buy and what to invest in next, and I'm just telling you guys no, like chill out. It's going to piss some people off, but that's okay. Tell people until people start realizing they shouldn't buy. No, dude, people are going to be buying even when we have a dip, because I think what's going to happen is, we're going to start going down at some point. I know I had my whole thing about Haas last night, about him just being a complete fucking dickhead, and all these people are talking about 30th, and as soon as the 30th comes, they're saying the market's going to crash. And Pokey and E, my butt buddy, he said in his Twitter comment that that's not going to happen. And so I have to say what him and TRJ say, because I can't think for myself. No one said that. After 30th, though, I do think that there's a strong chance we're going to start to see a dip. And when we see a dip, people are going to go, okay, same thing happened in December. Because I think we're going to see a dip in the summer, too. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but I do think we're going to see some softening of the market during the summertime. Because we'll have that dark rise set. We'll have chaos rising, too. So people are going to see the dip. They're going to, oh, same thing happened last year for December. Bye. DJ's Poke Center is going to be saying, guys, don't be a pussy. Get your balls out of your woman's purse. Buy. This is when you buy. This is when your fortunes are made. And people are going to keep buying, and they're going to keep thinking it's the dip. And I think the dip's going to continue, and they're going to lose their ass. Could be wrong. Who knows? But someone left a comment. I think it was Whackhammer. And he said, no, it was somebody else, but they said the sheep are going to get slaughtered. It doesn't matter. You can tell them they're going to get slaughtered. They're not going to believe you until they get slaughtered. Right now, with the way the hobby's been the last couple of years, it's all you can do. Yeah, Brandon, like I said, go check out Jay's last 2 videos. Bangers. And I'm not saying that because Jay's in here. I said the same thing yesterday. I said the same thing today. So, oh, the Charizard. Okay, yeah. I mean, even with it being, yeah. We'll look. We'll look. I believe you. Let me see. Like I said too, I think that a great play, even if the Mega Charizard EX does not go super low, I think that the Japanese version will go down as it continues. The English version goes down, and I think that long term, in the long run, I think that the Japanese and Korean version are going to do better, and people are maybe not better, but more desirable than the English, because the English has the Charmander's head cut. So let's look at. Sorry, I need to look at a PSA 10. Oh no, you can see the pops here, can you? So yeah, extremely high pops. So double what a 9 is. So that is going to play a part into it too. And I don't think enough people are talking about that and thinking about that. So thank you for that, Choo Choo. I will definitely use that at some point. And Ludwig Pig absolutely hates Stellar Crown. No, sir. He loves that Stellar Crown. How much you think Perfect Order packs will be next weekend? I don't know. Let's take a look. I know that Nostalgianomics was talking about, what did he say? I think if they were $5 a pack, 5 times 36. So it's not 5. What was it? 6 times 36. It's like 216. Let me take a look at Journey Together real quick, because I think Journey Together is the cheapest pack per price right now. So 613 is what Journey Together is going for. Let's see if Perfect Order has packs on. So 1009. I think that, just see how they're selling. So I mean, the sales aren't the greatest. There's 3 being sold daily. I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't see a lot of people. I see a lot of people the first week probably wanting to rip it. I think most of your ripping chips are going to have it around, $9 a pack. I don't see these packs climbing, man. I really, truly don't. I think we're going to see them cheaper than Journey Together. I think it's worse than Journey Together. I do. I really, truly do. And I love Journey Together, but Journey Together from an investment standpoint, from a popularity standpoint, not a lot of people do like Journey Together. So if it's $6.30 a pack, I think we're going to look at $6, maybe even somewhere in the fives. So if we're looking at, let's say the packs drop to like $5.80, times that by 36, you're looking at like 208. I mean, you'll find that like just go to Walmart, man. Go to Walmart. Walmart sells them for 5 something a pack. Can't just get what we want. So, well, I mean, I don't. I think we've seen it in the past though. I mean, I can't remember who was talking about it, but back in so Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, you saw way less rip and shippers, and rip and shippers were just kind of like sitting around. You know, Redbeard, he took off a couple of weeks of YouTube because I guess he moved, but his streams they've only been like an hour, and it's not like he's been opening packs for an hour. He's been pretty dead. Now I don't keep an eye on Nostalgianomics. I've seen a couple of his rip and ships, and it seems to be doing fine. But you got to think too. We have taxes that just came in. People are blowing their money on taxes. Um, you know, if it's at the end of the day, if people don't like a set, man, they're not going to pay for it. So, like, I understand what you're saying, but if you can go to Walmarts and Targets and buy packs or ETBs or whatever, people aren't going to go to rip and ship. So if they're like, oh, I'm going to hold my prices at $9 a perfect order. Well, if you can go to Walmart every single day all week and pick up packs or Chaos Rising or whatever, they're not going to go to rip and ship and pay time and a half when they can just pick up the product themselves. Yeah, Jay. No, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not saying don't buy during a dip, but I'm saying like that's what I think is going to happen. Is people are going to be buying during a dip, and the dip's going to keep going down. So it's not really a true dip. I mean, it's a dip nonetheless, but it's not like a what is the word? It's not like I don't think it's going to be like a couple month dip. I think people are like, okay, yeah, I've been buying for 3 months, and I'm down 20% on all of my like my collector's red for the last 3 months. This is not normal. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I say, Jay, all the time. I say, when people want to argue with me, like Pokemon's different. There is no dip. We're never gonna go down. We're just going to the moon. Best in Rivals is gonna be $1,000 by December. I always say, hey, I try to be reasonable, but they don't want to be reasonable. I say, hey, one of us is gonna be wrong. One of us is gonna be right. Come back to me in a year and tell me who's right. Again, I don't think I'm always right, but if you look at my track record, if you look at some of the things I've said lives and on videos, I'm starting to get those tally points. Nobody recognizes them, but I think I know what I'm talking about to a certain extent. Ribbon shippers will charge around 7 or 8 probably for Perfect Order when it first comes out. No, yeah, for sure. Juju, I am not when you hear me talk about Journey Together, I'm not shitting on Journey Together. I love Journey Together. I think Journey Together is going to surprise people. I think people are sleeping on Journey Together. I'm not paying $260 a box for Journey Together. I think there's potential we could get it definitely cheaper, even if we don't even say that we don't get any reprints for Journey Together, right? We don't get any reprints of booster boxes. I think still in a sell off period when we have a horde of people selling off, people are going to sleep on Journey Together, and that's not going to be like people aren't going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy Journey Together. Like, no, they're going to be like, I got to buy Destined Rivals, I got to buy Phantasmal Flames, I've got to buy the Mega Rayquaza set, 30th anniversary, I got to buy this, I got to buy that. Prismatic Evolutions, Ascended Heroes, da 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 da. Journey Together is just going to keep dipping in price because nobody's buying it. So, I would say I'll probably pick up a Journey Together around $200, or if it never gets to 200, I'll pick it up before it goes out of print because I don't think it's going to continue to climb, and I think that it's going to be one of those sets that is going to surprise people at some point. Again, how long? Don't know. Do I give a shit? No. I'm here for. I'm in investing for the next 18, 14, and 12 years. No, yeah, something like that. 14, 16, 18 years. Don't care. All right, I'm behind. I'm going to try to catch up. 100%. 100%, Brandon. rip and shippers will fade off again. Not all of them. We'll still have those, like the Redbeards. Well, Redbeard will probably fade off at some point. He'll go to some whatever is hot, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh or something. Who knows? But you will see you'll see them being less popular. There won't be people, and I feel bad for the people that have started opening up their own businesses and quitting their jobs. I watched a video the other day. This guy quit his job, his his promised income to become a Pokemon business, and there's thousands of people that are doing that right now. People that are doing the rip and chips, people that are quitting their jobs to become into the Pokemon business. I do feel sorry for them, but I hope that you know what I hope that they're able to make it work, whatever that means. What is up, iFOMO TCG? Thank you for coming by to the channel. I've seen you in a couple of or a couple of other people's lives, so hope you're doing well, my friend, and thanks for coming by and checking out the live. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Whack. I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful that Friday night, 6 o'clock, when I go to Walmart, I'm hopeful I can find some sleeve packs. Will I? Probably not. Probably not for a couple weeks. That's okay though. That's all right. I'm okay. So, I got a Mega Dragalge from Ninja Spinner coming in Monday. So that'll be my pickup of the week, and then I'm supposed to be picking up a couple things from Inept next Friday. So we'll see. But I am pretty sure I'll be able to open up some perfect order as much as I want at some point in the next 2 years. And if not, I'll just buy the singles. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. I know Thomas is concerned about it. By the way, have you guys seen what Destined Rivals ETBs are going for? Normal ETBs. Madness. Absolute madness. $210. $210. And really what we've got not mint, so people aren't going to be buying those. So you have one. No, it's 220. So we're at 220. Just crazy. No, Thomas. Anyways, the whole point is Thomas is concerned because he doesn't have a Destined Rivals ETB. I think they're gonna print the ETBs. I think we're gonna get at least one more print of Pokemon Center ETBs. I really hope we do. I would love to have a Chaos Rising Pokemon Center normal normal Chaos Rising ETB, and then to have my Destined Rivals ETB and Pokemon Center ETB. So really hope they do, but still, $210, dude. This is what I call the 151 effect, where everybody is just speculating because of what 151 is doing. We'll see. We will see. I don't know, Jay. I agree. I think that that's why in your live I left that comment where I said, can we make botting a federal offense? Um, but I don't. I think, man, you look at Perfect Order, and then you have Chaos Rising. So Perfect Order, we're gonna have to wait and see. I think it's gonna be a really interesting couple of weeks. I plan on making a video Sunday, probably sometime next week, probably maybe next Sunday, after it's been a couple of days, and for the next couple of weeks to keep an eye on Perfect Order and see what Perfect Order is going to do as far as sealed cards, the whole 9 yards. Chaos Rising, I think that people are more fans of it, but I had people like Choo Choo was just in here, and he says that for him he likes Perfect Order a little bit more than Chaos Rising. Chaos Rising is at $275.79 right now on pre-sale with confirmed sales. That's still better than what we've seen. So it seems like with all these newer sets that are coming out, we're seeing them slowly going down in price. Perfect Order, the highest it got was $250 for a normal booster box. So this is up. This is $25 more. However, I think what's working with Perfect Order and keeping the prices up is that it's at 15% less for booster boxes, not altogether, 15% booster boxes than Phantasmal Flames. Chaos Rising is going to have the same allocations as Phantasmal Flames. So I think that Chaos Rising, the Greninja, is also going to be cheaper and less desirable than what I think most people are going to say is the best Charizard or one of the best Charizards of all time. Where with the Greninja, again, I had people that said Twilight Masquerade is better and the promo from Shrouded Fable is better. So, with that being said, if there's not a super high demand or not as many people are willing to pay, $300, $400 for the Greninja, I think we could see boxes. I mean, Phantasmal got to about 180 a booster box before Wave 2 came out. So, I think we're looking at 2 sets and the Darkrai set. Be honest, I love Darkrai, but I hate the Mega Darkrai. And then I think it's going to be another small set. Who knows what they're going to put in it, but I think that that's 3 pretty investment wise poopy sets. And so I think that there is opportunity to have some product where people aren't caring. Maybe they go into Ascended Heroes. Maybe we see Ascended Heroes continue to climb. PokeBlab's been making videos about prismatic evolutions. On top of DJ's videos about the booster bundles at GameStop going for $65 and how those are by because of 151 and what 151 is going to do. So I think that that's what people are going to do is they're going to go, okay, these sets kind of suck. Let's go ahead and, for the first couple weeks, absolutely. People are going to be hyped. People are going to be wanting to open it and ripping shippers and stuff like that. But I think over time, I think we're going to see some products set. I do. I really, really do. But like I said, Jay, one of us will be wrong. One of us will be right. So yeah, I've got mine. I had three ETBs and then one Pokemon Center ETB. I had to sell one Pokemon Center ETB, and then I opened up 2 of my 3 Destined Rivals ETBs with my kids and my wife just to have a good time. And so I've got one. Which is fine, and I got it for $50. So I'm doing just fine. Let that thing continue to climb. What is that? 3? What is it? No, that'd be 4x, right? All the investors. If you go from 50 to 200 and what 20, what is that, a 4x? So I'm gonna hold on to it, let it ride, let it get to $1,000, man. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, at some point they will, Brandon. I'll be honest. I think we've got a huge problem right now in the world, especially in the United States. Gambling. People also. I mean, I've talked about this with you guys. The world sucks. We want people to feel like we're cared for and we're important, more important than what we probably are. So with the ripping ships, it's the two of the best worlds. You're gambling. You never know what you're going to hit. You're hoping for good pulls, hoping to be that one person to pull the Mega Charizard EX, and then and people are like, "What's up, man? How are you doing, man? Hope everything's doing okay. Hey, man, sorry about that, but you're still awesome." So ripping ships are dangerous because of that. What's up, Blab? It's all good, man. It is. It is all good. Uh, I appreciate you coming by as always, but my times don't change. So diamond hands. That's right. That's right. I mean, everyone's got diamond hands. We're gonna find out soon who the real diamond hands are. And I'm not talking about trading off, you know, like trading off some of your inventory or some of your collection to move into something different. That doesn't mean you're not a diamond hand. But there's a lot of people that say they're diamond hands that I think even some content creators, some of those cock goblins that are in the bigger YouTubers comment sections that are making YouTube videos that have never seen a full cycle. I think that the tough talk, we're gonna see the what is it, the dirt hits the road. We're gonna see that soon. 4.2x. Yeah, I guess I'm up 4.2x, and I'm honestly, my collector the last month is up almost $2,500. Of course, I've added some things that I've just because I don't give a shit, guys. When I tell you guys I don't give a shit, I'm telling you the truth. So I've had stuff that I haven't added to my collector in months, but I was up 2K regardless. And it brings me no joy. It brings me no joy or happiness at all. I want to see this burn. I want to see my investments be down 50%. I know that's not really going to happen, um, but ideal world, that's what I would like to see. All right, Jay, thanks for coming by, man. I'll be lurking in your videos, so I may not comment, but I'm always there. And oh, you and your girl are at 3. you you got the Gen 7s. Hey, that's how it works, man. That's how it works. So hopefully, were you able to pick them up? What retail, MSRP, or did you pay $50 for them? You sell your Pokemon and buy Bitcoin? Yeah, it's probably more stable than Pokemon. Two MSRP, 140 bones. Oh man. Well, did you guys have fun? I guess that's all that matters, right? Yeah, Brandon, I'll be honest, you're never gonna sell, man. Like you're never gonna sell. You could sell right now and retire, you know, but which is fine. I mean, I hope you have a backup plan for when you die. Somebody gets your collection, you know, have it where your wife has to sell it. She may not even care unless it's just taking up a bunch of room. But yeah, your collection is insane, man. Like I said, I understand why you don't do YouTube, but you would be great on YouTube. Like you, you've already got your wall of products, which is all people care about. You can say the same shit I say because we tend to agree quite a bit. And people are like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's got a shining Gyarados in his binder. You know, no, you didn't have fun. Well, what you open it for, man? 40 bones. 40 bones is going to be what? $180, $150 next bull run, like 33rd or 35th anniversary. So I get it. It's all fun. Like I said, right now it's just I can't find anything where I live. I don't even look anymore, man. To be honest with you, I'll go like once a week to go take a gander, see a bunch of empty shelves, and if I could get it for MSRP, sure. But GameStop selling them for what was that picture in Discord? I don't even know what it was, like $50. $50. They're going on market for $50. So yeah, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. Bitcoin will crash right after. You already know. Yeah, that's how it seems, man. I told my wife, I said, because obviously I tell you guys, I'm not an investor at all. Um, I'm a ripper, and I told my wife, I was like, watch, I'm gonna start investing in this Pokemon for the kids, and it's gonna crash and burn, and it's never gonna recoup, even though after 30 years, and I do think we're pretty early into the whole Pokemon sphere, especially investing. So I don't actually believe it, but that's how it seems. You move into something else, it's just going like crazy, and then as soon as you get in, it just shits the bed for years, and then you sell out, you get out of it, and then it takes right off like a rocket ship. So sometimes, well, you felt something, that's for sure. That is for sure. But hey, you know what? At least you didn't open up a almost $600 Destin Rivals booster box like Destin Rivals is about to be at again for the third time. It'll be let's see what happens with that. On the promos, did not expect 3 sets of Gen 7. Yeah, that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. I'll be honest, I want to get the Johto starters, and I'm probably just gonna buy the singles because from what I've seen, to the Gen 1 is $20. The other two gens, they're only $10 a pop. So as far as cards, like being able to get the cards you want, they're relatively cheap. And you got to think there's three gens in each one of the series, so you got a what 33% chance of getting it. Of course, you just struck out. Your 33% chance went to shit real quick, but it's okay. We do, Brandon. I know we do. You found a double crisis 4-pack. There you go, whack. There you go. What's double crisis going for? Not even going for it. Oh, shit's expensive. There you go, 4-pack, 500. No, not 500. Let's look at solds. Okay. Why is there no? Can I look up 4-pack? Has to be recent solds. Holy shit. 1,700 boners. Here you go, man. Why don't you go buy you a case of Destined Rivals? Sell a case and sell that bad boy and get you a case of Destined Rivals, the world's best set, the number one set of all time, the next Evolving Skies. Well, why the cards look very good in person, though. Okay, well, I mean they may. Like I said, I hope. Here's what I hope. I hope that every series that we get, they do something different with them. Like I am a fan of how they incorporated the TV show, the game. They have different themes and stuff like that. Like I do like that. I wish we got more of. Give us an illustration rare, like a Cinequil, around, I don't know, some like a forest of fire or something. Like I understand what they're doing. They're trying to hit the nostalgia, bring all the different aspects of Pokemon together. It's just a little, I don't know, man, a little kiddish, cartoonish for me personally. Um, so yeah, like I said, for me, Johto, that'll be what I get. I'll just pick them up because nobody's gonna care about them. I'll pick them up for like $30 altogether, maybe cheaper than that, and I'll call her a day. Yeah, Froakie is sweet. Froakie's sweet. I watched a heart attack video last night. He hasn't uploaded in a while, but I watched his video. He was talking about Gen 10 and he was glazing Gen 10 pretty hard. Talking about how amazing it is, and there were some wild takes, but he was talking about how the Gekwa people didn't like Froakie, and then they love the whole evolution line. Then apparently he's a big fan of Pombon. I guess we'll find out, won't we? I mean, no. What do you guys think about Gen 10? It's been a couple weeks. What do you think about Gen 10? So I think what Gekwa is going to be cool. I just honestly I could see them kind of doing the final evolution as Inteleon style, which I'm not going to be a big fan of. Yes, whack. Yes, whack. Perfect Order is going to be better than Destined Rivals, 100%. Yeah, like I was talking, we were talking about Destined Rivals earlier today, Blab, earlier in the live, and there's this guy. His name's like, what is it? Sam's Shiny something. It's like Sam's Shiny Stocks, which is fantastic for a content creator talking about Pokemon. Nothing about nothing about Pokemon, but about stocks. And I want to click on his actual. See if I can do. So he just came out with the video today. Destined Rivals will be $1,000 a lot sooner than you think, and he's got all these different reasons talking about Destined Rivals. He was talking about it being a fun opening experience, how have a blast opening up Destined Rivals. And there was a couple people that were in the live earlier, and they've said that they enjoy opening up Destined Rivals. I hate opening up Destined Rivals. I've had nothing but a terrible experience opening up Destined Rivals. And for me, I already have the Misty Psyduck. The Misty's Lapras is okay. Like if I get it, cool. If I don't, that's fine. The Moltres is my top chase. And the Cynthia's Garchomp is behind that. That's all that I care for the SIRs. Ethan's Typhlosion, I don't like it because Ethan's in the front and Typhlosion really doesn't look that cool. So, I mean, for me, there's just not a lot of cards in Destined Rivals that make it super desirable for me to chase on. And, but, anyways, this guy, just crazy what people watch. But, anyways, this very successful YouTuber says Destined Rivals will be $1,000 by Christmas. So, if you guys want to watch brain rot and get stupider, watch this video. That's all I'll say. Sorry, let me see. I'm a little behind. No more half art promos. I agree 100%. We need to go to IRs. And honestly, I think they're going to have to come up with something different because I feel like IRs, people are starting to get bored of them. They don't have that same oomph as they used to. So even though IRs are really cool, maybe they got to step the game up somehow. I'm not really sure how they do that. Maybe they get rid of the borders and kind of go with like a just a borderless design. That might be something they could do. But I do agree. I think that the promos being IR full arts or not full arts, but like IR versions, really, really great for them to do that. Yakwa to me looks like Miraidon. Oh, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I'm really interested to see because also if you guys want to be inspired, feel good about the Pokemon hobby, hopeful for the future, go watch the Pokegator on his lives. I don't think he really likes me that much, but that's okay. But he's been talking about like some of the Gen 10 leaks, and apparently the legendaries are supposed to be serpents. I'm a little concerned. Are they good? To me, Miraidon and Koraidon are kind of serpent like dragon. So I hope that they move away from that. I know that they're supposed to be like bicycles, like motorcycles. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But he said that that's supposed to be the legendaries, serpents, whatever that means. First time you're picking a water type. Hey, I agree. I think Gekwa is the best one. Bonbon is ass. It is a Pomeranian with a bad haircut that they're gonna make look like a lion. We already have that with Pyroar and Litleo. And then Brout. Brout has grown on me. I'm really interested to see what the evolution line for Brout looks like. The only reason people like Brout is because he looks like an angry bird. That's it. Gen 10 is overhyped for sure. 100%, man. 100%. I see. I really like the Misty side deck. I'm not a big Misty fan. Daughter, obviously Blab. Hopefully one day, if it's in the cards for you, not like it's for everybody, but if you do, hopefully you have kids. If you have a daughter, it kind of changes. Even though you have a girlfriend or a fiance or a wife, I can't remember. I think you said your girlfriend. Um, when you have like a daughter, changes. So for me, I like the Sylveon from Prismatic. I know not a lot of people like the Sylveon. It's kind of Umbreon or Blessed or the Roaring Moon. I like the Sylveon because of my daughter. So your collecting will change a little bit. You'll look at it and be like, "Oh, my daughter liked that card," but then you start liking that card. Nidoking looks awesome. Nidoking. Are you talking about the Nidoking? I assume you're talking about from Destined Rivals. I am not a big fan of that Nido. I do like the Nidoking um, from Mega Evolutions, right? I believe so. No, it's not Nidoking. It's Kangaskhan. Yeah, I don't like the Nidoking. But hey, to each his own. We've talked about that many, many times. And Broad is a ripoff of Angry Birds. Exactly. Fair enough to each their own. Absolutely. Traded Nido to my boy who loves it. So hey, yeah, like I said, some things I like, some people you guys don't. Some of the cards you guys like or sets. We all can like what we want to. Yeah, bro. I mean, but hey, look at him. Look at him. Look at his oldest content, 10 months ago. 10 months ago. And he's got 4.5K subscribers, 288 videos, and he's killing it. Again, we're going to get to a point. We're going to see the truth. We're going to see what people are here and what people aren't here. Sorry, you guys couldn't see that, but anyways, here. Sam's shiny stocks 10 months ago. 4.5K subscribe. Cards about Team Rocket. Yeah, no, 100% iFOMO. Absolutely. If it didn't have Team Rocket on it, people would not give a shit. Destined Rivals would not be a good set. It's if it didn't have Team Rocket on it at all. It's just because of that. Saving Shield LLC, hell yeah. 100% cardio sessions. Yep, choo choo. Exactly. Yep. Retrospecs banned you, so don't feel too bad. I don't think I know who Retrospecs is. Billy Brout. Yeah, Wag, you gotta start you gotta start selling some stuff, man. You gotta I mean, I know you said you wanted some 151 not too long ago. I mean, you got tons of stuff. You got tons of product you can sell and move off into 151, the greatest set, one of the greatest sets of all time. Better than Paldean Fates. I do want to take a look at 151 though. I did see it is starting to the pump and dump is starting to soften. I guess we'll look at the single cards first, won't we? Let's change this bit so I don't have to worry about it. So 441, most recent sale 419, 410s, 405s, 10s. So yeah, we're seeing some dumping. I don't know why. I don't know why TCG Player does this. I literally know that this card was 500 bucks. It says 487. That's not true. I saw confirmed sales of this card at 500 bucks. So regardless, though, 425, 395, 435, 401, 419, 410. So this card's a $400 card. It's lost $100 in what? Not even a month, like 2 weeks. And this is why in that video when I talked about 151 with you guys, I told you guys when I was looking at this stuff, when you see a graph and you see a line just go straight up, a graph go straight up, stay away from that shit. Stay away from it, especially when it's like a week, 2 weeks. Just like here, TCG Player's line, it was like $240 card, 226 down to 174. Most recent sale 157, 155, 164, 172, 157. Again, for me, I think this Blastoise will one day take over the Charizard. It's not looking like it right now, though. Venusaur. Can't even trust what it's saying. Most recent sales 139. 139 seems fair. Zapdos, who cares? Charmander 122. I am curious what the one that was. 153. It looks like it's nosediving 110. This will probably go back under 100 bucks. It should have never been what it was going for. Let's see what Alakazam. I do think this is a great card, guys. Great card. I think this card will do very well long term. So let's see what happens when it bottoms out. It doesn't look like it's bottoming out too much. So what, 92? We'll be fair. We'll say 100. Let's say 100. 85, 82, 81, 75. I think this would be a $70 card again. So let's look at the sealed. I'm sure that's going to the moon right now. He's your eternal rival / YouTuber. And what's his name? Retrospecs? I didn't even know you could ban somebody on YouTube. I say he's only got 5 videos and he's already at 2,000 subscribers. Crazy. 2 months ago. The number one thing that determines financial success in Pokemon business strategy I'm using for 6, the market isn't the problem. You are. Gotcha. What does he have behind him? A ton of 151 booster bundles. that everybody has in cases. Wow. Okay. So we have 9 videos and 3 lives. Okay. Yeah. Looks like a fucking douchebag, and I'm sure his content is incredible. See, rumor has it the U.S. government is buying 151 as a yeah, right. Yeah, because Pokemon is more liquid and better than gold and silver. Hey, you guys don't know this, but I heard too that when we run out of oil with this war, that they're going to start grinding up Pokemon cards. And when you go to your gas pumps, you're going to be pumping pure cardboard, shiny cardboard into your cars. And your cars will run better, though. You'll get an extra 5 miles to the gallon. You do need money to buy 30 prismatic SPCs. If you buy 30 prismatic SPCs, Whack, we're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem, my friend. Yes, you're right. Yep, Brandon, 100%. Heavy bags are moving right now. Please figure it out and ban me, please. Oh, yeah. Whack, would you like to get back? He's actually a goat. Been in the hobby as long, if not more than me. Figures he looks like a tool. Yeah, he looks like a tool. So, I mean, so here's the thing, though, FOMO. Why would he block you, though? If he's a goat, I mean, what would be the purpose to block you? That black layer you see when you rip an authentic card, that is grinder sound. Yeah, yeah, that's it right there, buddy. 100%. Oh, is Costco actually happening? I thought Costco was literally just a rumor. I know that Sam's is supposed to be happening. You know what's funny? Whack, I messaged you on the Discord because Tap today, this morning, and we've been talking about this for what, weeks? And then you, like, beginning of this week, said, hey, Sam's is gonna happen like in the summer. Well, Tap today was like, hey guys, it's looking like summer's gonna be when we get the SPCs. And then Pokey Notify posted about it too. I'm just like, oh, you guys are slacking. So I didn't know that the Costco thing's gonna happen. 30 SPCs will be generational wealth for sure. Who's the Bonks guy? Why can I not think of Bonks? Who's Bonks? You had small beef. Gotcha. Yeah, Pokey, yes, absolutely. Oh, Costco has been confirmed. Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw Sam's. They put it up, but there's still no picture of the SPC. So, like I said, we'll probably have two online drops, hopefully 2 in store. So, I'm hoping to at least just be able. I definitely want to get the 2 in store. I'm going to take off work, or not even take off work. I'm just going to take like a local day and go get that first thing in the morning, so my wife doesn't have to deal with it. Because I'm sure, even though I live in a small town, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of dickheads out there. Um, and I heard stock is looking pretty good on it as well for Sam's. But I'm hoping to just get 2 in store and then get 2 online from one of the drops. If I can get 6, awesome. But if not, or if I can get 8, however many I'm actually allowed to get, great. But if I can get 4, I'll be happy with it. It's only like 2.5K. I think it's a good buy. Yeah, no, I know the link. I've had the link saved in my Sam's list for months, ever since you shared it in the Discord. But I just clicked on it because other people were like, "Oh, the link's now live," or not live, but like they had it uploaded, but there was no picture. So they haven't changed that yet. Yeah, I mean, let's look. What would be? I'm trying to think. Let's look at. I want to do this. Let's do Chop All English, and I want to look at set. Let's go to Shining Legends. I'm just trying to think of something comparable. Well, that's not good. So never mind. Can't look at that one. So let's just say it's 151, right? Just do 151. So currently, I thought by the way that these were like $1,200. Where are they? 950. So these have taken a dump. Nostalgianomics was talking about these being 1,200. I don't see where these were 1,200. Let's look at most recent sales and see. I'm not seeing 1,200. But yeah, I mean, realistically, if it you said it was 2.5K for 30 of them, so you get them at $60, they all reach 1,000. We're looking at, and I think they're going to go more eventually at some point, right? Who knows how long? Who knows if you'll sell them at 1,000? If you'll sell them for 15, 2,000, 800, $600. But if you hold them all for 1,000, I mean, that's 2.5 to $30,000. I mean, of course, you got to take off sales tax and eBay fees or TCG player fees or however you do them, or look at a percentage. But that is quite a return for sure. And Prismatic is going to follow 151. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The promo is really cool. I think the 151 promo is probably better because you get three of them. You got the Mew, you got the Mewtwo. I do like the Eevee Fruit Bowl, but yeah, I would say that probably Prismatic. I'd say Prismatic's probably gonna perform better than 151. Cali guy, you told me about the Ascended dude. Oh, Bondiggle? Yeah, no, fuck Bondiggle. I was talking about him earlier, being the cocksucker to a bunch of bigger YouTubers trying to. And it's funny because he thinks that like people don't know about him. People know about him. I've already had conversations with some people about him, and he's over there in their comments, leaving them comments and um, going to their lives and slurping on the slong. They know who he is. Think you can get 30. Yeah, see, I've only got one Sam's in my area. I'm not going to be super greedy either. Like I said, if I can get four, I get four, man. 70 bucks, 75 bucks with taxes. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So FOMO, I am not. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not an investor. I'm not an investor. I hate looking at sealed product. The only reason I have sealed product is because of my kids. So I've got a 13-year-old about to be 14. I've got a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and then a newborn. The only reason I collect or have any sealed product is for those kids. For when they turn 18, I'm going to sell off a third of the collection, and say, here's part of your, buy a car. Here's some money for you guys to do whatever you want with. So hopefully you don't spend them on drugs or something like that. I much more prefer, you know, singles. So I'm more of a single person. I enjoy ripping. Right now, can't really do that. So I'm looking at different languages, Korean, Japanese. So that's kind of what I am. I'm not a, I don't know, however you prefer that. I'd say I'm definitely not an investor. You haven't learned that Alex is full of shit by now. I mean, hey, you know what? I can give it to Alex though. He is trying to tell. Where's Alex's channel? Nostalgianomics. His last couple of videos, he's telling people don't buy. Um, Chill out. Like we've lost the plot, which it was kind of like the Rudy video that came out last night, but telling people, everyone just wants to flip and nobody cares. Uh, the last couple of videos he's been trying. Now again, who knows? Like I saw our boy Team Rocket Joey. He made a video talking about the end is coming. But again, next week or tomorrow he'll have a video saying we're going to all time highs. Change is coming. Good news and bad news, and we've lost. And then like I said, over the last couple of weeks, he's really been changing his narrative. So cool. I'm raw to graded flipper. Sorry, let me. I film a TCG. Yeah, no, Whack is a he's a sports card fanboy. He'll be gone as soon as the hype dies down. I'll feed a homeless scalper if they actually drop. Got Sam's. You don't have a Sam's near you, or you just don't have a Sam's membership? Yeah, yeah, I'm not really right. The whole graded thing right now, even like I've graded with Tag. I think Tag is awesome. I really like their slabs. It seems like their slabs have gotten a lot better. Their turnaround times are a lot better. I can't use PSA. I can't support PSA right now. I really hope that there's some sort of narrative change. I don't think there's going to be. You even hear these people talking about how PSA screwed them over, but they're going to keep using PSA because PSA is liquid, more liquid, the most liquid, and all they care about is the money. So, but right now you've got FedEx, USPS. Like if you send off any sort of amount of cards, especially like more valuable cards, you're taking a gamble that they're going to get stolen. So, on Diggle, yeah, that's yeah for sure. Got a raw binder vid soon. Oh, you do? Data is data, 100%. Um, if you guys want to follow a smaller, um, data. If you guys want to follow a smaller content creator that is strictly based off of data, now they do, they are. It seems like they're newer. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what they are, but they do definitely look at data and let the data affect their opinions on some things. But go check out TCG Market Data, new content creator, and he's doing videos on different kinds of things. He was doing sets, so Yosenda Heroes, Paradox Rift. Now he's trying to, obviously diversify. He comes out with a video about once every day, but as you can see, like his videos, he's looking at graphs. So this is 100% data based, not just let me look at this 151 premium collection and I'm only going to look at a month instead of the last year, and show you how we grew up a little bit and then now we're shooting up to the moon, and only show you this and be like, oh, we're so hot. you know that's what I would say about that. But at the end of the day, make your own opinions, decide what you want to do for yourself, what makes the best financial decisions for you, because I will tell you guys, very few people are going to say that, you know their advice or suggestions, if you guys get hurt, they're gonna be like, hey, I didn't tell you to do this. So that's why when I tell you guys, what I tell you guys is, obviously I'm in a different situation than a lot of you guys. I've got like 4 kids and I can't afford to spend thousands of dollars on Pokemon. I don't use credit cards or anything like that. So anything I do buy is all just extra money I have available per month. But I tell you guys what I'm doing, and I do also try to take into consideration what you guys are available. But I'm not just going to tell you guys, hey, buy Destiny Rivals, because Destiny Rivals is what everyone's saying. And right now you're hearing all these content creators like everyone says the same shit. Try not to say the same shit. I know you are. Like 25, 35, 25. Oh. Yeah, no whack. I know. Like I said, buddy, you and me, let's just take a step back and take a breath of fresh air, because you lost your shit the other night after that target drop. They will not change. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that what PSA could do. I think they've definitely dropped the ball 100% on um, how they've been handling the last couple situations. Honestly, just stop charging. Stop charging. Hey, you got a PSA 10. Even if it's not PSA 10, hey, your card went from $100 card to or $200 card to a $700 card. We're gonna charge you because it's above your grading here. Just stop that. Nobody else does that. But you know, I think that there's things they could do differently. But honestly, like you said, they're not going to, because they don't need to. People are still going to send to them. Um, it is what it is. It is what it is. lose your shit. I will too. I'll be honest. I don't think I don't. I'm like 50-50. If I had to choose, I would say I don't think they're going to drop Chaos Rising this week because we have Perfect Order releasing this week. I hope that they do though. I'm just ready to get it over with. I'm ready to just get it reserved. Get it pre-ordered. I know that makes no sense because we have until May 22nd, but there's just something about knowing even then with the way things have been if lately I guess you don't know until what the week before when you get charged if you're going to get canceled or not. So but I'm with you. Like I'll if it doesn't happen this week, I'm going to be like what the fuck for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, but iFOMO, they told people pretty much. I don't know if you saw that video or the interview that they did with somebody on YouTube, but they pretty much told people like they don't give a fuck about your cards. Like unless they're high value cards, don't send them anymore. That's why they switched their bulk and raised up their prices. They're really trying to, which I think is a good thing. I think that we have a bunch of cards like the Charizard from I think it's Phantasmal Flames. It might be Ascended Heroes. No, it's Phantasmal Flames. Charizard from Phantasmal Flames, the EX was going like $120 for a PSA 10. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we grading these cards? It's just really dumb. So I think that PSA, they make enough money. They have enough people sending in cards. Just stop charging. They're the only company that charges for a better grade on your card. And let's be honest, a lot of people, I don't know if you are, maybe you are, let me know. I feel like a lot of people are getting wrecked with PSA. I know Alex from Nostalgianomics, he said he's not sending into PSA anymore because, at least right now, which they all say it, right now is the cool thing to say, hey guys, fuck PSA. I'm not using PSA either, which more than likely they're still sending to PSA. But, he was saying he's got like 30% of his cards came back in PSA 10. Other than that, like he says he thinks he lost money doing his submissions recently. So just like I feel like ever since PSA started doing the offering back buying programs and then the slab packs with PSA, not PSA, GameStop, um, there's a lot more nines than there should be. I don't know. It is what it is. Like I said, you ain't gonna stop it. Your PSA dropped your gem rate by 20%. Yeah, I've heard it's been brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. What I hope that they do at some point, when we get, because I think for most people, right, unless you're living in this delusional fairyland, most people know we're going to see a bear market at some point. Now, how long it's going to last, if it's going to be next year or the end of this year or 5 years or 10 years from now, who really knows? But, I think that PSA will go back on how strict they are with their grading. Because they also did change their grading. It's like what you have to have like a 75 25 or something, or no, it was what 60, I don't know, whatever they changed their grading scale to for the new 10s. I think that they will lessen that and make it easier to get 10s at some point. They're the new plushies are waterproof. That's why they look like that. Are they really? I guess I can go on Pokemon Center because they're not going to block me right now, right? Tell me, guys, tell me that Mew does not look just like the Mew that they showed for 30th. Anyways, Sparkly Friends plush in the spotlight. See if they say anything about them. Surely they would say that they're waterproof, right? I do like that Corsola. I do like that Corsola. My low tick's really cool. Let me see what's going on. Why are you doing this? I don't think so. I don't think that they're waterproof. Surely Pokemon would say something, right? Shines bright, crafted from head to tail in fabric that's glittery yet soft enough to snuggle. I don't know. Yeah, we know what you're gonna be doing with that blab. You're gonna be telling your girlfriend, be like, "Hey, baby, I'll be right back. Give me a shower." Flapping Vaporeon in the forehead with your balls. 65-35. Yeah, I think that they'll go back. I think they'll make it easier to hit 10 at some point. Right now, I don't know. I think they're trying everything to get people to um, stop sending. That Milotic is fire. I want that Milotic. I don't think I'm going to pay $40 for it though. Now, let's see. Hey, I hope you're right. I have I don't know if it's in here. It may not be in here. It might be. I have this you guys are probably not gonna get to see it very well. Closer. Up with the blur. I don't know. You guys are here. Let me try this. Anyways, it's Umbreon Darkrai, and absolutely beautiful card. Very valuable. It's like, well, not very valuable. It's like I don't know, $1,200, the PSA 10, and I've sent it before all the PSA bullshit. I sent it twice, and each time they gave it a 9. Boop. Anyways, absolutely stunning card. I would love to have this in a PSA 10. Oh, I just knocked over all my cards. Fuck. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures of him underwater. Vaporeon was getting drowned. Was getting waterboard. But um, uh, I just thought that they were being goofy or something. There it is. No, I believe you. I would have thought Pokemon would have put something um on the description like, hey, these are waterproof. You know, need the full breakdown of every Pokemon Pash or Smash. Well, unfortunately, that would be a very long video. But what I will say is I would definitely smash me some Snorlax. 100%. Yeah, Darkrai Umbreon GX, beautiful card, absolutely beautiful. I want it to be a PSA 10 so bad. This tag is too strict. It will never get. Um, they would never give it a 10. But oh well. You know what? I'll be honest too. I hope 30th we get some fire tag teams. Let's bring back some tag teams. Let's bring the legend cards back. Just absolute banger tag teams and legends. Let's just do it. The old cert paranoia is back. Do it for a live. I'll do it for a live. Yeah. 600 sub live. We'll do it. I don't care. We can do that. Absolutely. Where'd you send it, Brandon? Oh, you sent it private message? Okay. Is that on their YouTube? Check it out. I really should be following Pokemon on YouTube, but I guess they don't really post shit, do they? Was it a post, Brandon, that you said? Loosh. Now available on the Pokemon Center. Okay, bring back Delta species. Yeah, I'm all for. Here's the thing though, people don't want. Um, oh, this is just creepy. This looks like a serial killer. Some weird shit trying to waterboard this Vaporeon. Where does it say that it's waterproof though? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm all for. And there's a guy. He comes onto the lives every now and then. His name's like Joe Collections or Joe Collectible, something like that. But he's all like super vintage. Once vintage to come back and Pokemon to do like a full vintage set, and I'm all here for it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like Kino, he was in here earlier, and he's like, this guy hates vintage. I don't hate vintage. You can ask Bloodwig. I talked to him about his vintage cards quite a bit, but I think that the majority of the community right now, if we were to get a vintage set, like a remake of some of these like really great vintage eras that we've had, I feel like it's gonna flop. Like people don't care about vintage, eh, unless they do reimagine like a reimaginations. Like a Crystal Lugia or Neo Genesis, like we were looking at earlier for alligators and Typhlosions, stuff like that, or Tyrannotars. Like I feel like they would have to do an IR SAR if they were to do kind of like half arts. People wouldn't give a shit about it, you know. Yeah, I mean, Wag, if we ever get, I'll be honest, if we ever get to 600, we'll do a live. We'll do a 600 live, and I'll go through every single Pokemon, let you know which one I'd smash or pass. Yeah, Blab, this is an official. I thought Pokemon was reposting something. Nah, man, they took this poor guy to the sink and drowned his ass and waterboarded him. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I thought honestly, Brandon, I thought that this was just like Vaporeon, so they were just like dumping water on it. I don't know. I guess I can click on the comments, huh? Created the meme, the only Vaporeon meme that could read. I'm under the water, please help me. Remember to water your Vaporeon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is crazy pictures though. That's absolutely wild. I thought Pokemon. I thought some weirdo in his house took these pictures. You know. Oh, I see what you're saying, Brandon. Yeah, I can see that because if you look at the picture, it looks like the water is like shooting off of it. That makes sense. They could have done so much better. They could have done so much better explaining that. I get what you're saying, but you don't know either. That poor squishy could be or plush could easily be fucked up and in the trash right now. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I got you now. I see that. Still want the fake Dragonite with Vaporeon on the beach. No, that Dragonite was awful. That Dragonite was ass. It looks like a toe. Looks like a toe right there. I don't know. I don't know what Pokemon's thinking. They also posted something on their Twitter yesterday about they had a big announcement. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. Don't forget to stop and smell the roses. How about you print some fucking cards? How about that? All of that line is water type. Is it all water types? Really? Where do I find it? Too plush. Oh, you're right. Okay. I really like the Corsola. I think the Corsola is really cool. My daughter probably like that, and that Milotic is fire though. I don't know if I'm gonna pay $40 for it, but that Milotic looks great. Where is this Greninja? Didn't we get a Greninja plush that they were talking about the other day? Am I crazy? Yeah, that's not good. I don't like that. And then these Ditto plushes. Who gives a fuck about these plushes? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I think I don't know. I may have to pick up. Which one do I pick up though? Milotic? Ursula. I'm gonna go with Milotic. What do you think? You think 40 is crazy though? I mean, it's 12 inches. How much was what was the Jolteon? Jolteon. I'm probably sure I'm spelling that wrong. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So 44.99. This was the one that came with the uh collection box, the figure box, whatever. So 44.99. I'll tell you what, Blab, you got to pick up this thing. If your girl or if you love plushies, if you whichever one you want, pick up the Friends one. This thing's soft, man. It's big too. It's a lot bigger than what you think it's gonna be. I, my daughter loves this thing. Print some fucking cards out of that. Absolutely, man. Let's get some cards. I've got my living stuffed in. Don't need it. Ah, it's okay, Whack. You're young. You're 18. I wouldn't be. It'd be kind of weird for you to have stuffed animals, honestly. I didn't have stuffed animals um, when I was 18. See, I can get stuffed animals. I can say they're my daughters. I could have it like eventually. What I would like to do, I would like to move this and just not even have like a backdrop of Pokemon cards, like Pokemon product, but just have like some Pokemon product. You know, I think that'd be cool. But we'll see. I ain't super worried about it. That's the one from the Tuesday. My low tick. Yeah, this one. Yeah, which is crazy because this is actually like 5 inches shorter than the Jolteon, and the Jolteon is $4 more. So it's that shiny stuff. I still do think the Milotic's really cool though. That Corsola is really nice too. I do like Corsola. I think Corsola is a funny Pokemon. I don't have cases, man. I got a wall. All it is a wall, man. Wall with a bunch of fucking cords. When you see my desk, oh, I know you guys think I'm a botter, a scalper. I might be. You never know. Expecting to have to buy more bundles from Pokemon Center. Not no reason to buy. Plus, right now, if I'm being forced to buy some eventually, yeah, man. But here's the thing: I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that people are pissed about it. We talked about this before, Blab. I know, but if they want to sell Destin Rivals at 161 or a Pokemon Center ETB, because they're not stupid, right? You know, if they want to sell a Pokemon Center ETB for $60 and throw on a plushie to make it 90, and market is 200, 300, $400, just make it a cool plushie, you know. But honestly, who gives a fuck? You're not going to give a shit, you know, if it's $20, 20 extra bucks. So instead of, it's you're paying 180 for a booster box that is $600 or 300 or 400 or whatever, and a plushie, you're not going to care, you know. And honestly, I feel like for the most part, they've done a really good job with the plushies, you know, like with the prismatic figure collection, you know, they they had a Flareon, a Jolteon, a Vaporeon. Like they're all really cool. So I don't have a problem personally with it. Back to the ceiling. I wish. I mean, that's the goal one day. Not cases, but I would like to get, honestly, I would like to get a case of every set for my kids, you know? Um, I think that'd be cool. So, I mean, I'll be very transparent with what I get. You can ask Brandon. I have conversations with Brandon all the time. He's in the Discord. So I have nothing to hide. I'm a very open book with you guys. Drop a Jesse and James plush, I'll cop. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that for sure. Hacker Ninja on the same page as in this one. Oh. Yeah, I mean, to each his own. I like the Corsola for me is just like old school. Like I just remember watching it. So I haven't watched a bunch of the new stuff. We started watching today with my kids. Um, Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the TV show. So kids have really been enjoying that, and it looks way better than the OG Pokemon that we used to watch back in the day. So they're loving it. They're having a good time with it. So all we gotta do is get some packs. So like I said, hopefully I'm gonna hit up an app this week and see if we're still doing the deal. If not, I think I'm gonna buy some Korean packs and open up some Korean cards with the kids. Yeah, I'll top 10 for you. So Blab, we were talking about this earlier. Have you been checking out the perfect order Meowth and what it's going for? Yeah, we need a Jesse and James, man. That's the thing. If they would have done Destined Rivals and put Jesse and James, you already got Giovanni. Let's put Jesse and James in there. Let's just throw some. Let's get some dark Pokemon or something. They don't have to call them, a dark Pokemon because it's like Wizards of the Coast style. But let's just get some dark Pokemon. There's so many things they could have done to like really hit the nostalgia button. All these people talking about Destined Rivals is so nostalgic, dude. There ain't nothing nostalgic besides it's got a Mewtwo and Giovanni on the front. That's it. But anyways, yes, the Meowth is almost a $200 card right now. The SAR. So this is the solds, and dude, I'll tell you, take a look when you get a chance. Take a look at the solds for all these cards. They are bouncing around. Like we had the Zygarde 250, then it dropped down. You have sold cells for like 160, and then you have it going back up to 250. Completely crazy what it's doing. But let me go ahead and get off the sold item. 200, 215, 195, 195, 200. Some idiots got this at $400. Like this is one of the top cards of the set. Giovanni plush. Let's do it. XY was the greatest series Pokemon has ever made. You talking about the TV show? Where Ash at? No, Ash is gone, man. They'll never do an Ash ever again. I do like in his whole story. He got taken advantage of and he can talk to Pokemon. It's a pretty cool story, but they all kind of suck, to be honest with you. Giovanni plush, yeah. I'd love a Giovanni plush for sure. I'd like that shit on fire. That would be really cool, Whack. That'd be really cool, actually. A good set, it would be like $7. Talking about the Meowth right here? Corsola shiny color? No, I don't. Look it up in here in a minute. Way better than numbered cards. Yeah, no. Serialized cards would go crazy. Yeah, XY was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, but here's the thing, Brandon. This is English. This is for perfect order. And it's ass. That's why when Blab said it was Meowth is one of his top 10, you paying $200 for this ass card? You can pay, you can get the full art for $20. All they did was put a little bit extra details in this one. Yeah, no, I think that I think Pokemon, if they did serialized cards, I think it, it it would explode the market. People go crazy for it, but then anything that's not serialized would be just worthless. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like this right now, besides the Zygarde, this is the top. This is the top, which is just crazy. Like if you would have asked me, I would have not said that. I would have never thought that Meowth. I know Meowth is very popular, but this card, I thought that this would be one of the worst performing SIRs from Perfect Order. So, like I said, I am very interested. I'm very interested to see what happens with Perfect Order. So we will be making videos like every week about Perfect Order. Don't watch them. That's fine. I just want it documented as it's going to be really interesting. I think what happens. Well, anyways, folks, I'm Logan Paul here, chasing the one of one Charizard card. Clearly, also PSA 10 guarantee. Hey, if Logan Paul grades it, it's a PSA 10. Sure. Anyways, folks, we've been going 3 hours, 41 minutes. I appreciate you guys very much. I have to get to bed before I wake up, and my kids have painted all over themselves. Appreciate you guys very much. Love you guys as always. Thank you for coming by, checking out the channel. Another fun week in the books. Hopefully, Chaos Rising this week. If not, good luck with your Perfect Order. Hopefully, it comes in nice, minty condition. Don't forget, Perfect Order is better than Ascended Heroes. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a video. Thank you as always. Y'all have a good one.